And have I got a surprise for you?
So glad the podcast is live. Warp speed ahead.
Welcome everyone to STFC Briefings. Yes, Cupid Stunt, it's not a game. Sadly, it's a video I put together to give my love to the community, and we're already on a hype train, which is fantastic news. But the hype train is not the main focus here. The main focus is we do have one of the legends of all. You remember in D-Generation X, there was Scott Hall, there was Kevin Nash, and then there was X-Pac. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have Stony Dude here, which is absolutely incredible news. Stony Dude, I can't believe you joined us today. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Nigel?
Oh my God, you and Stony Dude just brought the level down. So yeah, we'll speak at this level, and yeah.
Is my level down? Do I need to yell? I can yell.
No, don't yell. Don't hurt me. Lovely to have you, buddy. It's always good to see you here. Omega J cheered as well, which is really kind. We do have a community mods legend, NetNiv. We have MJ Hat, the king of the Sunday Mike Night, so you better go there. We do have Sniper, who's got some interesting opinions regarding this. We do have Muck Taco. We do have the legend that is banditprintden.com. I finally got it right. KJ and Shockwave Prime. KJ?
Oh, don't worry. I'm making a new promo code for PvP banding, so it'll all be okay.
Oh, you son of a diddly. He's already kicked us off, ladies and gentlemen.
You gotta capitalize on my audience, right?
Yeah, exactly. While we still have the hype train, can we just hype it up and keep it going? Dominus, thank you very much for the 5 gifted. It's very kind of you. Thanks for everyone that's following. We will get into the show and start discussing this. While we're on the hype train, we can have some fun. On-screen celebration there. Thank you very much for Little Tim. The hype train's going. We're currently on a level 3. What are we on? STFC. Jess, thank you very much for rating. Everyone seems to be rating to me. I wonder if one other person will. That'll be very interesting. Yeah, one more sub or 320 bits. Thank you very much. We will be talking Incursions. We will be talking Incursions from each and every point of view. So it's not a G7 talk. It's not just a G6 talk. It's going to be a G5 and a G4, because I think once we look at it properly, we can give our feedback back and we can send it back to Team Kibbs. Thank you very much for joining me on Discord. Hey, Cottontail, lovely to have you here, buddy, as well. Hope you enjoy the shirt when it comes. Viper, the real Viper is finally followed. Viper0905. I hope that's not your birthday. I'm not going to mention that. But Viper, thank you for following, buddy. And G3. Well, Ultravetica, yeah, we'll talk about G3 because G3 is cool. And we'll get the information is. Hey, Strata Louise, while the hype train's going, keep it up, people. See if I can do that. You were in school then? Jesus, how old are you, Viper? How many have we got? We've got 1 sub or... what is it? 320 bits. Diehard Cubby, thank you for following me. Your channel's really good, buddy. So Diehard Cubby's going to be a very good person to actually get some feedback from. He has a fantastic following on his channel, which showcases his ability at... what are you now? Ops 39? No, Little Tim, we will speak G6 or G7. We will do. Nigel, the game's getting more and more boring every month, Candajal says. Hiya, Viper. Well, you wanted a bit of a change, and you got it, didn't you? You got it with this. One more sub. We're going to wait for this hype train. One more sub. Come on. Rather than fixing PvP. And we... Oh, thank you very much, Ostes, to... Oh, Viper, you now have no ad-free relief.
Hey,
Yeah?
where's the line?
What is it?
Where?
Wait, what?
And that's the bottom line, because Cold Steve said so.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
who it
Cold
is.
Steve.
Yeah, that's
yes,
me.
Cold Steve. Cold Steve. Did you like that, Stoney? That was for you.
That was amazing. That was amazing. This is STFC Hausen.
STFC Hausen. Oh my God, I'm stealing
Oh my
that.
god, I love that.
No, MJ, you're not stealing that one. That's mine. I'm taking that one. I want STFC Hausen.
You can have it. You can have it. That's great.
What is this? STFC. Yes, it is. Star Trek 3 Command Ostis and Sniper. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's keep the hype train going.
And Danhausen 316 says I just cursed your ass.
Heyo.
Hey. Oh my God, this is turning into quite fun. So Cupid Stunt, stay with us. We will be starting any second now, waiting for this hype train as a thank you for everybody to keep us going. Start fleet command, Cupid Stunt. So we will see how it goes. Exclamation point sub, Captain Shockwave Prey. Right. While we've got the hype train going, let me explain what potentially some of this means and what some of this may not mean, just to calm some of it down. I asked 4 questions to the other server, 4 single questions, and I'm going to get the same, I'm going to ask the same questions here first. Oh God, just give me a second. George wants to jump on stage. Jesus, George.
No,
No.
not today. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Ready against him as well.
Oh,
The bugs, I agree.
what?
I agree with the bugs.
And
Yeah. George, just hold it down for a second. Yeah, please forgive me for being a little too abrupt, but these changes constitute a colossal cluster deep on multiple levels. I'm reading it, Wuskus, as you know. Nerfing key mechanics, integral gameplay is crazy. Is Scopely's approach to making gameplay more engaging? If it is, what on earth have they been doing? Well, let me explain to you one of the things as we're working through this hype train. I'm going to tell you this. They narrowed the PvP banding, right? That, to me, correct me if I'm wrong, is better. Not perfect.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
That's a great thing. Yes.
So if anyone else disagrees in either Discord or on Twitch, let me know if you disagree with that. The banding is the only positive. Yeah, I'm hearing. By how much though? Look, it's a start. Do I think it's perfect? No. But the banding is better.
And Nigel, I'll go one step further.
Go on.
And I'll say if you're honestly not okay with that, you're not comfortable hitting people at your ops level, and that makes you part of the problem. So that's where we pretty much need to say what's happening there. If someone is not okay with this, they're used to hitting lower ops, and that means they can't hit the higher ops for a reason.
Yeah, true. Panda Pirate says, Panda disagrees. The galaxy's supposed to be dangerous. There's got to be one, isn't there? I mean,
Panda, the galaxy is dangerous because all the lower ops can now punch up, so nobody feels safe. Not even the whales. You can now be hit by a mid 50. Can you believe that, Panda? It's unbelievable.
yeah, thank you, Captain Shaw said maybe.
It's very frightening.
Yeah, exactly. Sniper, why is Panda can't even beat you, let alone try and beat someone else. So is this a way for Panda to try and defeat someone really lower? I mean, that's probably the only way to win.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. I think the banding is good. Panda's the only one that disagrees. That is a quote from Scopely Grimscott. What did you say? Sorry. I don't think it matters either way. Lower levels get the benefit of raiding higher players. Makes no difference to me if a player is 5 ops higher or 20 ops higher. Kills me. E11E, E11E, E11E said. Brian says, Brian Hughes, just remember this is when you are not unable to defend your alliance mates and they can't raid any larger bases. True, it doesn't mean you can defend your alliance mates, but you've got alliances, you've got people that are 60 that can help the 50s and 45s. I don't see a problem here. Can't protect your lower guys now. I know Riskbreaker, but am I misunderstanding that with the banding as wide as it was, it almost made it unfair? A whale could come in and absolutely obliterate all the lowers in seconds. And this means now the mid ops players have a responsibility to help could help their alliance mates, right?
50 seconds on the level 4 hype train, 7 subs or 3,400 bits.
So that's really kind.
Bits.
Yeah, if we can get to level 5, we will give away further things like a jacket and stuff, but it's up to you guys. 30 seconds.
Well, you'll be giving it away to somebody, but that's not KJ, because KJ can't win. But
Well, yeah.
7 subs, 3,400 bits.
Yeah, 10 seconds left. Oh, and Dominus Prime is thrown in 5. Thank you so much. We're almost there. 2 subs away from making it into that. This is not about money making. Everything goes to charity anyway, so that's good news. Keep it going. Simon says, thank you very much for the 10. Wow. 10 subs, and we're almost there.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That's really kind of you, Simon says. You're always one of the heroes, as well with Dominus and Pierre Mir and Lost In, if he ever decides to come to my stream.
Excuse me, your announcer made it happen.
Exactly. So, the PvP banding, Mr. Tony Sir is like a sub. Mr. Tony Sir really wants a sub. Bless him. We are almost close to finishing the level 5 anyway. We're not far off. I think it's 1 or 2 subs, isn't it? What is it?
2 subs, 620 bits.
Yeah, great. So, right, the PvP banding is good, right? With 2 subs to go. That's fine. And I understand Riskbreaker, and I want to discuss this, why you can't defend your lower levels, and why that's a problem for the upper levels, but also great for lower levels, which gives them a chance. Thank you, Indominus Prime. 150 bits got us there. I love you, buddy. That is the first thing, right? Okay, did Captain Picard whine to Q when the Borg were too hard? Someone needed to tell them they couldn't bully the Enterprise. Oh my god, it's Panda Pirate on one today. KJ, what's going on?
A little bit.
Yeah, and MJ, what's going
So,
on?
I mean, listen, do you want me to let loose now, or do you want to finish the hype train? Because I might kill the hype train donations here.
Well, smashing. I think you killed the hype train donations by by never winning anyway. So KJ, so and the match has begun. KJ, go ahead. The bell has been rung.
Sure. I think that this is a great start to what they were doing. However, I feel like they went way too low. If you are an Ops 72, 73, 74, 75, you have zero business going to crack open or defend an Ops 55.
Yeah.
Okay? You should only be going down to 66. If your whole mentality is that you are going in incursions and cracking open all the 55 bases, then that's the wrong mentality. Scopely makes zero money on that. You can crack everything open on every server with 1 hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Let Scopely have their cake and let them eat it too.
Okay.
You should be going down to 66.
So
they went way too conservative. They should have tightened it even farther.
Okay.
So I'm not as extreme as KJ is. I'm not as extreme as KJ is. I think it should be
Before
Sigma to
Shockwave goes
Sigma.
in, 15 subs or 7,400 bits for level 6.
Thank you very much. Let's do Shockwave first.
I think that I do agree with KJ, by the way, for the most part.
Oh.
But I don't think we go that extreme.
Okay.
I think 61 to 7 to whatever right now, Sigma to Sigma is what it should be. That's where I would say. So KJ and I not too far apart on that. Like I said, it's a positive direction. But to me, I think it needs to be Sigma to Sigma, and then non-Sigma to non-Sigma, and that's kind of what it needs to be.
The only part about that, Shock, the only part about that is someone's coming into entry G6, and Op 75 should not be able to pop down to a 62 and take what Sigma that the game is giving them or that they've rated.
Yeah.
Right. There needs to be needs to be a part where some of that is not, and I know, listen, shields, all of that. I was a little bit satirical last time about, Cruz's shield falling down. It was kind of satire. It was funny. But, there are shields, there are things like that. But we've got to be able to keep people in the game. And when someone comes in and swoops up an entire person Sigma that they've, taken 2 or 3 months to get, then that's a problem. And maybe the answer isn't reduce who can rate them. Maybe it's just opening the floodgates on giving more Sigma.
Yeah,
who knows? But there's got to be a barrier somewhere.
Yeah, true. And let's give Sniper the floor as well for this. Go on, Sniper.
15 subs,
Yeah.
7,400 bits, level 6.
Well, I'll agree with KJ on one thing. They should
Ooh.
open up the floodgates on Sigma.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I'm going to agree with him on.
Okay.
Because I have to completely disagree with his other point.
Okay.
Especially with tightening up the bans even more. Now, granted, I was in favor, and we discussed last time, of having the bans be by generation. So, like having one generation up and one generation down kind of thing in
Yep.
terms of banding. But I think you got to consider it from the point of view of a higher level player as well, right? Both higher level and lower level to a certain degree, and this works two ways, right? And being someone who's been on close to the cutting edge of the game, I'm not like the top player or the top 1%. Well, maybe the top 1%, but not the top percent. I've been in incursions before against certain servers where, it takes a while to even find somebody of your own level or around your level, especially if your level is, newer, right? If you're like, I remember when G6 first came out,
Yeah.
and I was a G6 player, and like when I started becoming banded out of certain bans, there was raids that would go on that I couldn't participate in, right?
True.
Because the player was too low. And on the flip side of that, you get into a situation where I might crack a bigger base. I might crack a 72, 73, 75 base. And now the players that can actually take advantage of that are decreased, right? Because now all my lower end players can't get any of those resources either. So you got to consider the ban goes both directions. So if you tighten up the ban too much, the higher players have struggled to find other players to participate with.
Yeah.
And the lower players can't take advantage of you cracking a higher level base and them getting some of those resources. And it's not a matter of Sigma, because of course they didn't give us Sigma yet. They didn't give us Sigma rating yet.
Yeah.
Say again, Kevin?
Participating in one sense, they've taken out rating as a scoring mechanic. So you're going to be able to participate just fine without having to raid.
Yeah, but also, okay.
Well,
yeah. Okay, let me bring this point up because I would love to hear from MJ and NetNiv, who are
It has a great plan.
players, which is absolutely
As soon as the
awesome.
match battle
I know you want to kick
ding,
me in
ding,
the groin.
Yes. You will punch Corey straight in the groin.
Yeah, but Dice said the question is what is the actual problem they're trying to solve with banding exactly? As the game is structured today, even 1 or 2 level differences are arguably insurmountable. A 60 is virtually always going to destroy 58, for instance, and the available tools and ships are just too powerful. Now, before we move on to more subjects within that, and we'll give Cruzito the floor as well, but for G6 players, MJ, your thoughts as a G6 player before we go back to the G7s. Same with NetNiv as well. MJ, go first.
I think the banding is actually really good. I'm about it, man. The change to the scoring mechanic in Incursions, I want to see how it operates. I'm willing to try anything once, okay? If this doesn't work out, they can always revert. I still think Sigma rating is the way to go. I still think that there should be some sort of tech or some sort of skin that gives the ability to raid Sigma out.
This is PvP
like that,
socialism,
that
ladies
seems
and
to
gentlemen.
me.
The galaxy is supposed to be
That's
a dangerous place where factors of risk and reward shape decisions.
Yeah, okay.
STF communism isn't what we signed up for.
Yes, I get it. All right, thank you very much there, Panda. Panda's going to go every route possible to try and do this. Go on, MJ.
Well, no, Panda's trying to make points, and I understand that. Yeah. The thing here is, like, we've talked about this for months, yes? Sigma rating needs to be introduced into this game. That is the solution to Incursions. I don't think doing Klingon armadas, if I can say so myself, I don't think that's the right answer. Can we try it and see if it works, and if the PvP... Like, I know when I go to do these armadas, I'm going to run into 71s and 72s that are going to just smack me. I mean, it's just that simple.
Yeah.
I'm still going to try. Is that the right answer? Probably not.
You don't have a ship that can cloak?
Well, sure I do.
Okay, then they're not going to
how much cloak juice? How much cloak juice do I have?
Probably loads, because no one ever uses it. So probably
better buy some in Alliance Tournament store.
Can you buy cloak in Alliance Tournament?
You can't. You can't buy the
you can't buy
cloak juice.
Tetrions?
He's talking cloak juice.
No. Yeah, juice.
You
Tetragons.
can't buy
the juice.
Tetrion?
No, you can't.
Not from the Alliance store, no.
That's interesting. That makes it
All right,
interesting.
well,
So there is a tactic, but you know what's really interesting? Fairies brought up a
If
good
Sigma
point.
rating is introduced, then the banding needs to be tightened even more. Not
Sure.
fair that a G7 player can hit a brand new G6.
Interesting. Yeah, that is true.
Can I answer that?
Yeah, go on.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
What are shields for?
Yeah, agreed. It's quite simple.
Yeah. I think one of the point, I forget who brought it up, but I think, and not to interrupt here, but I think one of the points that is being missed here is, yes, granted, a high level G7 player versus a low level G6 player can be destroyed, but you know, you could also get smashed by somebody who just has the next level shift than you, right? Even if they're just 2 levels, 3 levels above you, they'll still smash you completely. Especially if you're talking about someone who's like a 68 versus a 70. So if I'm a 70 with a max vengeance and you're a 69 and don't even have an epic, you're going to get completely smashed, even though it's 1 level difference. So what does it matter if a 75 smashes you completely or a 70 smashes you completely? You're getting smashed completely. Unless you have shields. So does it make a real difference?
Yeah, well, true. There's something that was being brought up that I think is very interesting, and I think Cruzito as well can jump in on this. What's really interesting, someone says, a fairy brought up a good point. It's like, why cannot I just defend my alliance mates? So is there a tweak there, Cruzito? A tweak to your just alliance? What do you think?
Yeah, so I think we're trying to lump all PvP into one conversation, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking about the banding in general, right? And then we go, well, for incursions, there's this thing, and there's a perspective of why people want to do what they're doing, right? And then there's another thing of, well, I want to be able to raid not during incursions, or then I just want to be able to go and kill people's miners or blow blue ships up, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to kind of unpack and kind of look at.
Exactly.
Well, what are we trying to target? If we're talking about raiding, then they would probably have to take a completely different approach.
Yeah.
Right. I think when you're talking about the raiding piece of it, especially for incursions, well, guess what? That scoring mechanic is gone. So really now, if you're raiding, it's because you want to get the resources and not so you can go get the SLB or whatever it is, right? Or whatever that is. So there's that piece. I think generally speaking, though, and maybe I read a little too much or inferred a little too much of what the message is. I think what they're trying to say is that a lot of the lower level players, not us, I mean, at least not me anyways, are not having an issue hitting down though. But what they're doing is, hey, I can't even go and fly around and do basic daily type things because of the fact that, and up until now, and KJ's right, I, as a level 72, have absolutely no business going and hitting a level 55, right? One, I shouldn't even be in that space, right? And I'm not saying it's everybody's kumbaya.
Sure.
What I'm getting at is I'm not even playing in that same pond as you. So why should I be able to go in there and screw with you? Now, if it's, well, I want to be able to go and send a message because this guy hit my lower level player and I need to go and play White Knight for him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then beef up your other players or have somebody that, right? That's relatively speaking. That I think is the biggest crutch. When it comes to the rating piece, it's a completely different conversation. So I don't know where you want to take this one, Nigel, right? Do we want to talk about it from I want to be able to raid and score and do that for incursions? Or are we talking about just PvP in general, right? Like just normal everyday gameplay outside of incursions.
Yeah, I think let's focus on PvP. Raiding will be a discussion. We'll put that in the next little section because I want to focus on PvP in incursions and out of incursions because this sounds like a everyday change. If I read it right, I don't know if everyone read it the same way.
It is, right? Whether incursions are on or not.
Yeah.
I can, if KJ was on, well, KJ's a level there. Let's use who was that? Netniv, you're a little right.
Yeah.
I could go in there or MJ, and I could go smack him around.
Yeah.
Now, at a level 70, and this is where it's weird, right? Because a brand new 70 versus a mid-tier 70 versus a max 70, right?
Yeah.
They in themselves are 3 separate generations. And we were having this conversation earlier, myself, KJ, and a couple others, where there is very few players that are below G6 unless you've got a vengeance, or I'm sorry, at that point, that can actually do anything.
Yeah.
Right? I can take a baby vengeance at 72, and there's nothing that's going to be below me that's going to matter. I don't care whether you're a level 55. I don't care if you're a 60, a 70. It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
Right? We have way too much research. We have all of that stuff. So now we got to look at it and say, okay, to Sniper's point earlier, well, I couldn't go do events that were PvP related because we didn't have players within that. Well, guess what? They've introduced the veil for that. Now you can go and hit a whole bunch of servers that aren't even in there. And that's a way to then, to KJ's point, make that money if they want that Sigma Trit repair by whatever it is.
Yeah, true.
So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
So I want to throw something out, like,
go on.
Very controversial, and I think I might have mentioned on one of the previous streams, but you know, I think we should separate out PvP in general from PvP during incursions, right? And if you ask me, you know, during incursions, there should be no banding for PvP.
Oh yeah, free for all.
Like it's server for server. It's server for server. It should be like territory defense.
Yeah,
anyone
absolutely.
should be able to hit anyone. There should be no PvP banding at all for incursions. And I'll give you one scenario, just one scenario.
Okay.
Right? Because we're talking about, oh, you have no business hitting, whatever, right? And granted, I know they changed the timing and whatnot, so, you know, take this with a grain of salt. But let's say you were at a low time, right? Not a lot of people around. Previously, we could have said overnight. Now there's not going to be an overnight per se.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I'm sitting here, someone's on, you know, a server rating, let's say, I don't know, a level 60 player, right? Has quadrillions of resources, right?
Yeah.
And you get, you know, let's say 10 level 50s are rating that person, right? Or even one level 50 is rating that person, scoring massive amounts of points, right? Or even if they're not scoring, they're taking massive amounts of resources from my teammate. I'm sitting there as a 73, and I literally just have to watch it happen. I cannot stop them in any way. They can have their base fully unshielded right in front of me, send a bunch of amalgams, just be raiding the crap out of that level 60, taking quadrillions of resources from my server or from my teammate. And even though I have this massive ship that could destroy them by just looking at them, I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And no one's, and because it's the middle of the night, nobody else is online and around to defend it.
Yeah, and
I'm the only one who's around to defend it.
Yeah.
And Sniper, I think
that's a good point.
Sorry, Nigel, go ahead.
No, go. Cruzito, you're right, because Ferry's been agreeing with you as well, Sniper, as well as you, Cruzito, where he's saying that basically, you know, why can't I be able to defend my alliance mate or teammates and that sort of stuff? Even a minor switch to just allow you to defend your alliance mate might be a slight, you know, little bit of something that they can do before they release this next week. I don't know what people think about that.
Right. And if you remember, when Incursions first came out, right, they kind of sold, not they, right? It was, we inferred, there was maybe some implication about it being kind of a territory, but on a global or server basis, right? Well, cool. Then apply the same rules.
Yeah, and also Task Force Scorpio says, but I did that in G3. Big cracked the base. I raided with the 70s watching. The answer is well-rounded alliance, which means the lower player can't be hit, and the 70s couldn't hit him at G3. So all we're doing is moving this up a little bit, the bracket. Is that not
right? And Nigel, mind you, in territory, right, the banding rules still apply to bases. They don't apply to ships. So if they took that mechanic style and said, okay, for incursions, we're going to let you go and hit all the ships that you want to.
Yeah. I
think that then opens it up. It addresses Sniper's issue. It can have fun. And yes, I get it. There's going to be griefers. I mean, it is what it is, right? I unfortunately, like, I don't think that's ever going to be removed from the game. So we have to take that the reality. But I think if you open that piece up, it addresses Sniper's issue. And then it also keeps in place some of the concerns that, you know, you've got a big that goes in there, cracks a 55 base, and then it can get raided on, right? They're not going to be able to do much to it. They're not even going to be able to open it. And then I think that part now lets it become a little bit more competitive once we get into the rating piece and how that goes as far as that banding. But if you take incursions and just let it go wide open, I think it actually could be kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, Simon says he's like, I'm okay with the banding from day-to-day operations. Case in point, we've had a high-level op opened their bases for alliance mates to raid useless RS to level them up. But on the flip side, incursion should be more of a bloodthirsty freer for all, like territory is. Brought up by Simon says earlier, there's no banding in territory. There shouldn't be an incursion. So that's our sort of answer. But then I understand, Salty, you brought a good point up, and that is true. Salty on Discord said that, do you realize the coding fix required to change that, allowing defending a teammate? I know, actually, Salty, you bring up a very good point, which makes my idea a little bit out there to try and achieve within a week, I hope. If they're listening. But Death Comes for All says no banding for incursions. The banding will evaporate PvP from Incursions, leaving incursions just another Armada event. What people don't understand is for the super lower ops and the super big ops, so the G3s and G4s, and then the G7s. The rest are the ones that are going to struggle. Those two ends are going to benefit because what they love about incursions is a big guy can absolutely smash his base open. I can go raid and I can make a huge progression with resources and everything by raiding that base. And the G7s are like, I've just spent all this money on this fantastic rare G7 ship. I want to use it and I want to throw some muscle around and really enjoy the PvP aspect of it. The people in the middle, which are basically the G4s and G5s and G6s, is where they have to now pull their socks up to absolutely make that happen. The bigs don't raid, the littles do the raiding. Yeah, no, what I mean, sorry, Little Tim, the bigs open the base, the littles do the raiding, right? The bigs want to enjoy the PvP aspect of it. I hope I'm not being wrong in that. Matt Flat says, stop higher levels going into lower level PvP systems. That way there's a safe place for PvP. Yes, I know, Panda Pirate, you found the TTS, which is
like the bureaucratic venereal disease.
well, we're not doing a bureaucratic anything. I get what you're trying to say, Panda. I've just made those a little bit quieter just to not interrupt us. But I get it, buddy. I'm with you as well. I'm trying to find a balance for you. And that's, I think, where the little... You know how they always have a problem with balancing 67 to 70? This is, again... They're going to have a problem balancing that middle aspect of that. Ostis, for example, the only ships I'm interested in hunting are yours. Riskbreaker, remember what Q said, it's not safe out there and wondrous treasures. Yes, I get it. But we can't just...
So, Nigel,
yes, Crisito.
So let's take the incursion piece out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like let's just remove it because that's a one time a month type of deal, right? It's they could even turn it into the purge, right? Like that's a big thing, right? Like all rules are out the window unless you're balled up behind your shield. And again, it's 12 hours now. Maybe it was 24 before. Got it. One day progression isn't going to hurt in all reality.
Yeah.
But let's now talk just the normal day-to-day, because I think that's the one thing, right? We keep focusing on this incursions piece. Players, I don't believe.
Yeah.
I don't have any data to back it up, but I'm just going to speculate.
Yeah.
Players are leaving the game not because they got smacked around in incursions one day a month.
Yeah.
They're leaving because that's happening to them on a day-to-day basis.
Interesting.
Right? That's
I disagree.
that's I think people are getting upset by the fact that they can't go out and do their dailies because you've got and again, I'm not talking G7s. Let's just go from a 40 to a 60. Let's use that round, right? You've got a 60 that's just trolling around out there. That's just wiping out anything that moves. And yes, I get it. That's a play style. And I think that's not necessarily bad. But if you have that going on consistently day after day after day after day, and let's not be naive that there aren't bots that are out there doing that kind of thing, then yeah, that's players are going to roll out.
Yeah, I agree. I think people,
I disagree.
Okay, I get it, George. I get it, George. I'm gonna give you a chance in a second. The thing I'm trying to get to is like, yeah, lower players, it's not about every day, all the time, Cruzito. I'm going to try and there's a slightly different point because I spoke to my lower players in my alliance, and they said it's more of the aspect of not being able to progress, not be able to contribute. The game mechanics and lag is their main issue, of course, or that there's too much to do and so on and so forth. Getting hit in PvP, sure, they get upset about it, but it's not one of the main reasons that people do so. I know why they made this change, because they want to make sure that no one rage quits, right, Brian? Brian Hughes. Yeah, one of the main things is that people want to be able to play the game and achieve the game, and just in Incursions, it's almost like, oh God, I've got to try and play Incursions. This is and neither's bullied or any larger players. I know, Brian Hughes, just change your language slightly. I want to screenshot a lot of what you say, but saying lie or fraudulent is very big. You've gone across the line for someone like me. Just calm it down and just give me very, very good detailed feedback so I can screenshot it, please. Lostin says people rage quit about broken events, lag, etc., not PvP. That's where the balance is. So, George, calmly and quickly, if you can just explain your point of view, and then we'll go to Captain Chris Pike, then we'll go back to Cruzito and Sniper and see if they can rebuttal that. Okay, go ahead, George.
With everybody complaining about like the PvP, the bullying part, on our server we have we're in the number 1 and number 2 alliance. We've been in war between the number 1 and number 2 alliance, and we've been in a server war for 5 months. Yep, I think we're in 5 months. Our alliance decided we don't want to follow certain rules. We like to PvP. We're a PvP. So our smaller players, our G5s, G6, they know it, they understand it, and they are doing their dailies. They're doing everything. Are there some hitches? Yes. I mean, right now I'm a G7, and I got my opponent's G6s to go up to the G7 area and hit all my miners while we're mining. It's part of life. We understand it. And for the part of a big player hitting a small base, I've been a G6 before I became a G7. There was a lot of players that were bigger than me. They couldn't crack my base. It took them a while. I didn't even use a shield.
Yeah.
I never use a shield. I don't even use a shield during incursion. I encourage people to try to crack my base. I will toss all my shit from my tokens into it to look appeasing.
Yeah, no.
I mean, sniper kite. It's encouraging for you guys to try to hit me. If you do your right research, if you do your everything else, it doesn't matter. I have a 75 that can't hit. Or I'm sorry, 73. He will not touch my base because it took him an hour to try to. It took me an hour to get on and say, "Oh wait, I got one more chip. Let me repair it."
Yeah, no, it's I'm cracking up, George, because a lot of people have got different opinions, but it's very interesting. Putz is quite interesting to bring stuff in with, because Putz says they jumped the shark. They are implementing scoring only when you are on the other server. So what will happen is server A will go into server B to score, and vice versa. Thus, no one in the same place by design to have a PvP engagement. All while rating scores no points for the win, but still has an SLB for rating. So now, more discouraging to defend. No one will be happy and no one will engage in cross-server. But Putz continues with, if this was the best STFC came up with, I have to ask why. Why even make a change? Just either shelve it forever or leave it alone. If this is the best they've got, they're in trouble. If this is the best they've got because the alterations are really bad, nothing about that is better than what currently is. Now, just bear in mind, the Sniper does not agree with the Cruzito side, saying people rage quit for PvP. I'm not saying that Cruzito said that, but it's like one of the reasons. Players want more quality of life, less time for loops, more bug fixes, better events, rewards, and need for improved economy. Lack of these things is what make people rage quit. But what's really interesting in the Twitch chat is, you know, you've got Viper, who's probably one of the worst G6 players of all time, and he has an opinion, Viper, don't you? So you say players have to be added to gameplay issue with rogue. Someone breaks a player-based rule, then they are marked as rogue and effectively bullied out of the game, which is true. And Viper still won't be able to defeat anyone at that level. But Little Tim brings a good point, and this point is very, very critical. Little Tim says, "I want to defend my 105 members in an alliance." I highlighted this, Little Tim, and I spend so I can defend my alliance. You are stopping me from being able to defend my alliance. Same thing with massive players like Evo, who basically said, well, I spent all this money on this massive ship and I want to get involved and I want to be able to do stuff. And now you've kind of knocked it down. Jim P.I. says the quality, I'll allow you guys to jump in a second. Jim P.I. says quality of life is the reason everyone's getting upset at everything. Even with Kota announcement would have garnered so much less drama if we were playing a stable game. I absolutely agree. Captain Chris Pike, you were slightly going against what Crisito says. Throw your points and we'll go back to Crisito and Sniper.
Yeah, so basically, first of all, I think that we got to think. I'm going to start with incursions. So from the PvP banning, from an everyday perspective, sure. I mean, adjustments could be made that probably may help people in the everyday basis. So I'll put that aside. No one's ever going to be happy with what it is because there's always going to be overlap where you're too high or too low, and you just miss the cutoffs, right? There's always going to be a cutoff because they have to create that bin. So I'm going to just put that aside for a second. From an incursion perspective, the challenge that I think that we're facing here is that this doesn't make it interesting to do the event, right? So the fact that they didn't create an EXO, as far as I'm concerned, I think that'd be a great way to do it. They have EXOs specifically that only happen in incursions. That lets us raid some Sigma, or maybe raid Sigma more efficiently. Maybe we're taking some of that with the standard, whatever that mix would have been. I don't know. But that's what's missing, because you have the Scopely wanting everybody. You can see by the 55 plus banding, they want people in that range. They want those players. They want players in that range at this point. I feel that that's the average area that they want their player base. Right? Obviously not if you're brand new, if it's a new server, but if it's a fairly established server, I think that's where they want you to be. So if you can't crack bases, so I'm a larger player, obviously, but if I can't crack bases, then I can't create moments where we need to PvP. So this is gonna be a weird event for us, because I think in a lot of things, a lot of people just shield and go to this, especially because this is going to happen during what they're calling peak times, which is work time.
Yeah.
Right. This typically,
I mean,
this is when people are actually at work. Yeah. They're saying 8 to 8, basically, which is really work time.
Well, it's Saturday.
And so for most people, well, yeah, so it's on a Saturday. Well, I guess if this was but I don't know if it's always going to run on Saturday, but let's say if it's on a Saturday. So, okay, fair enough. The question is, can we drive enough PvP behavior? Because what I find is the big guys will crack bases, so the smaller guys will benefit, right? We're really not rating that stuff because it's not useful for us, but it creates an opportunity for PvP. Now, my thought here is I think that incursions should be fairly open. Again, I don't need to be batting around at level 20. I mean, that as a 70, that doesn't really make sense. But the normal banding, it should be fine. What I think they could do, though.
Yeah, just give me a quick second. There's a poll up on Twitch. I'd like people to vote on this, but while Captain Chris Mike continues, the poll is for every day only. Yes and no to the PvP banding for every day only, not including incursions. Incursions does not include this, and we'll do an incursions once in a little bit as well, because that will be important to sort of do and sort of get into. So yeah, vote on that on Twitch. I'd love to see whether for every day what the numbers are and what it means. It's for the new banding, is for the new PvP banding in everyday gameplay. New PvP banding. So vote on there. We'll get to you, Putz, as well. But Captain Chris Pike, finish your thought.
Yeah, so my thought is, again, it's going to be about execution. I think that if you can create opportunities for players to PvP, if that's what their goal is, because again, and let's face it, everything that I'm seeing here looks like it would drive monetary benefit potentially for Scopely. If you can kill people, that means they're losing resources. It's forcing people to try and level up their ships. Again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying that's kind of what I see as the behavior here. What I think might happen here, because I've seen those level 60 players that get bored because they're like, oh, all the level set. Well, now, I mean, back when I was a 60 level player, it was the 50s were bored, right? And so you're leaving out segments depending on which generations will have come out at that point. But they want to help, they want to participate. But what I think could happen here is maybe you don't let So maybe instead of reducing banding, you don't let those people score. So if I'm a G7, unless I kill a G7, I'm not scoring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm you know what I'm
True.
saying?
But
So
also
for the game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but yet I'm still able to defend because that's necessary part of the incursion process.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I want to bring up, because in Ops 55, Cali missed SD, said 55 is a new minimum all the way round. And that's a very good point, because if a 70 or whatever G7 cracks a 55, everyone from all the way under can still raid it. So your 30s and 40s can still raid it all the way up, and then the other side, the 20 20 level difference there is. So in a 55, a 40 to 75 can still raid you, right? But it gives a chance for the G4s, right, at their big banding to get some more resources, and the G5. The G3s have to work a little bit harder to get to that. Putz, though. Putz, what are your thoughts, buddy? Because you always have some good point here from your free-to-play point of view. How you doing, Putz? Welcome to mine for the first time.
Yeah, this is first time ever. So
and good microphone. We did it. Woo!
Good mic. So, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
So here it is. Really simple.
Yeah.
During incursions, if you are doing events and scoring to where server A and server B are specifically designed not to be in the same spot.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not talking the same system. I'm talking the same spot, the same 10 systems, the same 20 systems, whatever it is. But if you don't have them in the same spot, it is going to be nobody's going to PvP.
Yeah.
You're in a PvP by accidentally, like, oh shoot, I should be on the other server trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I should be on the other server. I should be here scoring, right? And when there becomes a somebody cracked somebody, ain't nobody gonna come to defend anybody.
Yeah.
What G7 in their right mind is gonna go and defend and be like, hey, I don't want somebody to steal these resources that I can't use either.
Yeah. True.
And nobody in G6 gives a rat's ass about having their non-Sigma stolen.
Yeah. True.
This is literally if you took out of all of the different iterations of incursions, if you went through and picked out the 4 or 5 like least popular and worst mechanics, and put them all in one and decided to run it that way. They reduced the time, they put us in 2 different areas, and they took away rating scoring, but kept it in as a SLB.
Yeah.
This is just incompetence squared. I'm sorry.
The part of it that people need to separate is PvP does not equal rating. People have made this connection that PvP is only rating. Scopely is telling you today that PvP does not equal rating.
I never said that PvP was rating or not. It's different.
Yeah.
Remember that there's a system, and these events really haven't changed in over 2-3 years. There's a system for 40 and whatever, and 50 and whatever, and 60 and whatever to go and do your PvP for double the points. I guarantee you that they'll probably still run those events. And guess what? You're going to go to the system that you're on, and because you're on the other server trying to score in this other event, the only people that are going to be there are from your server.
Yeah, true.
You're not going to be able to go to that.
Yeah, and also I'll let you guys jump in. Just give me a second. Very good point by Riskbreaker. He says, okay, now so they made Incursions a larger scale arenas. Very interesting thought, because they put it all in the Klingon systems basically. And Putz is right. You're going to spend all your time going to the other side to score as many points as you can. On the armadas on their server. That's if you wish to compete. While nobody who's going to in their right mind sit back and just defend nonstop. All these armadas and try and do them on your own server while they're trying to do them, while there's cloaking and there's all this stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And Nigel, so one of the things, right, and I think we kind of keep going back and we get drawn into the rating piece, and I think KJ's onto something there.
Yeah.
But I think one other thing that we're kind of missing, and maybe this is a bad thing for me to bring up because it's all about their monetization, right? But early on when I first started, and one of the reasons that I began spending was I had a player that was consistently targeting me and my alliance, right?
Yeah.
And I had a struggle trying to beat them.
Yeah.
So I spent to catch them, and then I didn't have to worry about it, right? Right now, if you look at the way the banding works, right? So me as a 72, I can hit down to a level 55. Great. I go hit that level 55. Now,
Yeah.
if it's a consistent thing or even in incursions, there is, unless they're going to drop, and I don't know a real number, but let's just say a couple 10,000, right?
Yeah.
20 grand, something in there. To get to where I'm at, that's not going to incentivize anything. Now, if it was like, let's say a 60 and a 55, now they might be willing to drop a couple hundred to get to there because now they're going to be able to compete.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing is that from a spending, if that's their goal, a 15 band, right, or a 15 level band isn't going to drive spending because they're like, okay, I just need to avoid that person. It doesn't mean I'm going to go engage now and be like, I'm going to go try to get them. They're not going to do anything with it.
Well,
So
yeah.
I do think to some extent tighter bands will actually increase the spending because the closer you are, that means I might be able to spend a couple $100 here or there or whatever it is and have a shot at it. Right?
Yeah.
That's the part that I think is missing.
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent, and I think it's a pretty good sort of idea about this. We'll get to the 12 Divine. We'll get to the 12-hour window. That's just I'm just putting that to one side because I want to do this one at a time. The biggest thing I see from this is I'm intrigued to see who's going to sit and defend and who's going to do whatever when it comes to the scoring. Once we sort of figure out the scoring, also we've forgotten one thing. Do you think to try and motivate people, they will put something valuable in the store? So the second poll is up now, right? The poll is different. Do you like the PvP incursions banding? So imagine it just for incursions only. Are you happy? Vote for it on Twitch. This is something that's going to go to them, and that's something I'm going to put up. Keep voting in Twitch to see that. Only incursions, don't include it anywhere else. And I've got a very interesting question, which I'm pretty sure Sniper can answer this one, as well as getting even Putts and the Land Shark. We're going to get you in up as well. When you're doing territory defenses, that's open to all. You can hit any ship, right?
Yeah, there's no banding.
Yeah, that's
so
correct.
in
You can't hit any
incursions,
base, but you could hit any ship.
So does that mean that is still open for everyone to hit everyone? Or
I don't think that will have changed now because the mechanics of the game are there.
Yeah, in
they
theory,
could
as long as you're in
potentially have done-
territory.
Yeah.
they could
sorry,
potentially
Nick.
have done
Go
the same
ahead.
thing for their.
You all are giving them way too much credit because if they're going to change the banding and you expect other places where the banding is different to not be altered by them changing the banding somewhere else. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you know when they change the banding, it's going to mess it up somewhere else.
Yeah, and just to answer Maca Red Lobster, I have in no way think this is going to work. Just so I'm clear, I'm just throwing, this is what I do on here, is to allow people to discuss both sides, whether you like it or not, just so you understand from their point of view. Because we're talking about it from a massive sort of big player's point of view. And it's interesting to hear people like NetNiv and people like MJ Hat who are slightly lower players and DWD Viper, who's probably the worst G6 player of all time. Just so, to understand their point of view and how that defends them. Landshark, I haven't given you a chance. What would you like to say, buddy?
Yeah, thank you for bringing up territory, because that's exactly what I was going to say.
Great.
Is instead of restricting banding, they should just treat the whole game like territory. Any player can kill any ship, but there's only banding for bases, so that a G7 just can't go smash a level 20. And as Stoney brought up in chat, so if I'm a G7 and there's a level 25 running their mouth, I can just go smack that ship. I'll be like, yeah, now I can't hit his base and raid his base, but I can smack his ship if he's being an issue.
Yeah, true. And Tech One brings up a very good point. So Tech One's one of the one of the best 67, up 67, 10%. And he says, I'm on a server that always loses incursions. We always have a player opens their base at the very beginning unless the other server know. Raiding is not the problem per se. It's the weight of the scoring for raiding that's the problem. You can't overcome raiding with scoring with PvP. They just better balance on scoring, which I think is a very important part of it, which I think is a very good point. Thank you very much, Potts. Potts is gonna have to go. Thank you very much. I like that idea. Big Bad D, please, please, please. I know you're very angry. Please, please, please. I'm opening the door for you. Please, 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 please. I'm begging you, right? So, go ahead.
I never said I was angry.
No. I'm just really. I'm just worried you're going to throw about game mechanics and fix the game. And I'm like, I know. But let's talk about this.
No. I said that in chat, and that's where it'll stay.
Go on.
The banding part for incursions, I really don't care.
Yeah, fair enough.
I do my stuff. I'm not really big into base rating. It never has been a thing. Throughout the game, and to keep bullying down a little bit for these big guys going down, smacking down little players and getting them frustrated and making them quit. That I agree with.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with a couple of the other points. Incursion ought to be run like territory.
Yeah. That's actually a good point, because what you've done, Big Bad D, you brought a good point, which I think Sniper is going to sort of expand on. Let's give Sniper the floor. Sniper, what is your idea here? Is this something around it?
Yeah, actually it is, and it very much relates to what Big Bad D just said, right? And I think we've rightly all said, hey, let's separate out PvP banding in general from PvP banding during incursions, right? And we said that incursions should functionally follow the model of territories, right? Which I agree with. I'm okay with you having some banding for bases, but not banding for PvP, especially if PvP is going to be more the scoring mechanic, right? Meaning ship to ship, right? You know, hey, you throw out a ship, I can blow it up. You know, okay, I don't have to raid your base or crack your base, whatever. But if you throw out a ship, I can blow it up. So, and they want the idea, right? Supposedly, the idea of having these things all being the Klingon Armada systems is to have a small set of systems that everybody's in, so you aren't going to search the whole map and spend the time. And I agree, because I've been in incursions that have been, hours spent searching for an open base, right?
Yes.
So I have several proposals, but one main proposal, and just hearing everyone talk about here, and especially from the perspective that we, as you said, hey, is PvP banding even going to work with all these changes? Why not take an existing mechanic? So why not just say, hey, incursions happen in territory? Just for the purposes of incursions, have everyone go in territory. Clear out the territory.
Yeah.
Clear out the territories. Territories just become blank, but everyone could go in there for incursion. And then all the territory rules apply, with the exception of anyone could bring their base there who wants to bring their base there. And I had brought up in the past some ideas around how you could score. So this could be kind of an opt-in thing where, hey, if you move your base to territory, you get points for being there, right?
Okay.
Just for being there. The more players you have there, you get points, So you're putting yourself at risk by being there, but you get points.
Yeah.
And with the PvP thing, you don't have to say necessarily, a higher level beats the lower level, they get no points. You could just weight it, right?
Yeah.
Meaning, like, if you hit someone at your same level, you get X amount of points. If you hit someone, a level, 2 levels, 5 levels above you, you get more points. If you hit someone 1, 2, 5, 10 levels below you, you get less points, right?
Yeah.
So just weight the points, and it's based on your level, not like, kind of defined flat amounts, because then, you're going to have the higher players are going to get 10,000 points per hit, and the lower players are going to get 5 points per hit, as they're going to feel there's no point in them participating. To let everyone participate, but it be based on how high or low your level is. So if I'm able to punch up, if I'm able to, take out, someone's coming in there with like as a 75, versus me, like, I should get more points, right? Or if, some level, 60 somehow is able to beat me, they should get a bunch more points, right? So I don't know how that would happen, but let's just say it happens. So I think that is one way they can take this whole idea of, hey, let's shrink the map, so that people aren't just spending all their time incursions searching for each other. But let's eliminate, for the purpose of the incursion, PvP banding. Yeah, just use the territory rules, and use the territory space. Then it keeps nice and tight.
Yeah, true. And
And
Crucito's
then
got.
they'll,
Yeah, so
You
and they don't have to report
find that
nothing.
already, Sniper, because they do power destroyed, right? So you do power destroyed. So if you kill somebody lower, you're not getting as much power destroyed. If you kill someone bigger, you're obviously going to get more power destroyed. So it's already kind of what they do in some extent.
Yeah,
but I'm talking about in terms of the points, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That you get for incursion.
But also, they have this mechanic. The mechanic in up and down scoring already exists, so it's all about just initiating that in the game, and saying, right, okay, you hit higher by 1, it's your score. Do you know what I mean? Like if you hit lower, you only get 1 point. Let's say if you hit someone way, way, way too lower, you only score 1 point. But if you can hit 1 higher or your same level, you score 5 or 30 or whatever. And it makes it more interesting. There's loads of stuff though, like Tech One, it's like Panda just wants to have an open world. Tech One says that I always felt that the banding was ridiculously weighted towards griefers. The BVP is not a challenge when you know the outcome from the very moment you hit attack. Narrowing the banding to reflect the level of ships, plus or 2 minus levels, it would be more fair. That's always been a huge problem in our server. There's no reason to play pro NBA player. I know all that. What would you like to say, Sniper, to that one? Oh, Fuel's going to jump in as well. Go on, Sniper.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of things they can look at for, in terms of banding. But the point is, there's always going to be people, even within the same level, that are significantly stronger than other players, right? That's just the nature of this game, right? I mean, this is not, Farmville. This is a game that is a dangerous space, right? So let's take, for example, a level 70, right?
Yeah.
You could have someone who just flipped the switch from 69 to 70, only has the G6 rare ship.
Yeah.
Maybe not even a high level G6 rare, because maybe they're like a free to play or something. And then you have someone also level 70 who's decided to camp at level 70, who's a big time whale spender, who has a max vengeance, max PvP, prototype tech, max PvP,
So he's
research,
Crucito.
and everything. Yeah, the entire package. And I guarantee, no matter what ship, no matter what buff, no matter what anything that other level 70 player, the lower free to play level 70 player comes out with, versus the big level 70 player, they're going to lose. The outcome's predetermined, right? They're going to lose, right? So it's not PvP banding. What people are asking, I mean, at least it sounds like to me, a little bit of the ask is, hey, protect me from players that are stronger than me, right? And that's just not the game we live in.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, I'm not against them doing things for the regular game, regular everyday game and all, but for incursions to me, it's a PvP game. It's war. All things should be on the table.
And that's kind of where I was going to go with Sniper, right? And I think I've mentioned this before, Nigel, right? Where, I get it from a servers or whatever it is, but if you take that territory perspective, right, and maybe you can do, I know we didn't necessarily like half the time was this one and half the other, the time we were on their server and that, right? But if they did something where, and I know I'm going to bring up kind of a bad word in flashpoints, but you take a flashpoints meets territory meets Ceres, that kind of idea, that for these 12 hours, the goal is that your server needs to hit key areas and take them over, if you will, right? Whether that's killing hostiles, killing a number of armadas, killing a number of players, whatever it is,
Yeah.
And the more it goes, right? And yes, we do it by rating, and we see that bar move, right? But what if it was, we're going to, come into your server for all intents and purposes and take it over.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to invade your territory, and you can have it, right? 12 hours, you basically every 30 minutes there's going to be a new one going, and you start on your server, and they come over to it, you've got to defend it this time. And if they're able to capture all of your territory, this is what the mechanic looks like. Now you're talking about people coming in, like Sniper comes in here, and I'm like, hey, I got to kick you out of here, man. Like, I'm going to make you, base outside of territory on my side, and I'm going to keep you out of there.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is how you would engage and get a lot of players, whether it's lowers, highers, whatever it is. That's kind of what Incursions could look like.
Yeah.
And then we can deal with the PvP pantheon every day, but that's what they've got to get, right? And if you get Sniper going in there and me going in there and we're against each other, we're probably going to be blowing each other's ships up to the point where it's like, dang, we're spending that Sigma. But if the rewards, right, mind you, if the rewards are that, hey, your server won and you guys get, I don't know, 3 million Sigma trip if you're an Ops 70 plus or 60 plus or whatever it is, however they want to do it, heck yeah, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to fight for that. Absolutely, all day. And right now, in general, Incursions don't pay out much. And every day PvP, I go blow up somebody's ships or I go and raid them. What is me as a Sigma player? What am I getting out of that? Other than I have to go defend a level 50s base, or a level, in this case, a level 57's base.
Yeah.
Blowing up my ships against snipers, losing that Sigma trit, going, oh, wait, why am I doing this? Like, I don't even get to do anything out of it. Like, that's horrible.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, I think Cruzito hit the nail on the head here. Actually, I mean, I have to agree with almost everything Cruzito just said.
Oh my god, these things happen. We will go to Vuel in a second. I just want to read Retrieving's message, which is what if Incursions wasn't going from one server to the other? What if Incursions was actually entering into a bespoke veil? So both servers enter a single, Incur veil. Oh, that's a terrible name. Maybe we work on the marketing on that one. Could still use territory system as the playground, gives players the opt-in ability too. True, but then are people going to opt into it and do what they need to do? There's loads of heated arguments in Twitch about very, very, very different things where Galileo says it won't work. Systems used to get closed through too many ships in the system, just a few alliances. Imagine. Smog says, I've had lower levels destroy me without taking my any damage. They are based on research and planning, and they've broken us well since they're weighted. I can't believe Smog. You know Smog really well, the Sniper. That's quite insulting. But also, Retrieving says, could even add to the pseudo TC aspect every hour 3 to however many systems are activated and the points scored based on PvP kills. Yeah, I think that requires too much coding and chaos and everything that goes that. Everywhere through. Little Tim, just give me a chance, buddy. I know everyone's got heated and stuff. I'll get to those DMs very, very quickly. People just need to take a deep breath. We've got a week. This is the furthest time we've ever been given a chance to read what they're going to do a week in advance. So while there's a week in advance, this is the chance to all of us aim for the same constructive feedback to get what we would like to sort of adjust. So to make Incursions the only open playground or whatever, and anything to do with that would be very important. Whether we want raiding to count towards scoring is a different thing. We could get to that very, very quickly. And also, people don't even realize the timing. Like APAC are screwed. I don't know what they've decided with the APAC timing, but do you realize that so in the timing they put for APAC, all of Incursions in the 12 hours happens from a time to the end time. The end time gives you 2 hours left in arenas. They still have arenas going at that time. That's how far their timings are off. We don't get that.
I thought I read, and maybe they didn't do the calculations right, but I thought it said, and maybe that it does cross as many time zones, right? But I thought it said that it is 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. local time. I could have sworn that's what the blog said, that it is their local time of 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah, but local time depends on time zone, so not everyone's the same local time.
Right.
It's based on 3 time zones. Obviously, EU is based off the UTC time zone. I think the US is off PDT, and the APAC is based off the Korean Standard Time. So that's 8 p.m. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for them.
Reset. I mean, that's really what it comes out, right? A reset to night reset.
Yeah, I just think it's
Yeah. I think that's it. Reset to reset event. Well, it's the same timing as Alliance tournaments, like
okay, the hour
you know
before.
that time, the hour before event reset.
Yeah,
it might be for you guys.
Yeah.
It might be for you guys, but it isn't for the rest because 8
Oh,
a.m.
is it?
is not our reset time. 8 a.m. is about 4 hours after our reset time.
Well,
I guess I want to see. I guess part of what I'm.
What they were trying to get at for APAC though
just
is that APAC has got arenas going on the same day that they've done it, because theirs is actually doing on the Friday.
Yeah, true.
Which is why there's a bit of an issue for APAC, because it's a double whammy for them.
Yeah, but before as well, anyone else jumps in, I need to give Vuel his chance. Vuel, what would you like to say, buddy? Thanks for being patient.
Oh, no worries. No, mine was just I can't remember who was just saying it, talking about the scoring for killing a ship and it being worth more points the bigger the player you kill.
Yeah.
You do have to be careful with that, because we do. People always bring up my server has a whale that opens up his base and loses us incursions every time. Well, that just means that whale is going to send their Rialta and their Fenderas out and let the other servers, ops 20 people kill their little tiny ships and score massive points that way too. So there's always going to be a counter that has to be thought of to prevent that kind of thing.
Yeah, true. But that's there's always a counter to all those things, and if that person's willing to do that, that's absolutely quite.
There's there's always a cheat, obviously. I mean, that happens now. But my real question is going to be how this gets. Again, execution is going to be how is everything being weighted? How much is the PvP scored toward to win the incursion for the server? How much is that weighted? How much are you going to get per points? Are they going to delineate from?
I
think what Captain Chris Pike is trying to say, Nigel, is the mathematics.
Yeah, the mathematics. And KJ, jump on, buddy. KJ would like to put a point in here as well.
I have two things to say.
Yeah, go on.
The first one is, I think sometimes the community gets ahead of ourselves with these types of conversations, right? We haven't seen the revised events. We haven't seen the revised rewards. We haven't given them an opportunity to show what they have put into it before the pitchforks are sharpened. Yeah. So they might, right? These conversations are great in theory, and they're great, jabbing fun at each other and having a good time. But at some points, we do have to let them show us what they've done, right?
Yes.
Like, think about the coda, right? I don't want to go into this whole coda thing again.
Oh my God.
But think about coda again, right? Where we jumped down their throats to give us coda back. Yes, they didn't communicate it right. They gave us coda back, and then there's a big explosion. Right. Yeah. So I think sometimes we don't know the community doesn't know what's good for ourselves. I think these conversations are great, but we've also got to let them, show us what they've got. And the second thing I want to say is, we've had, do you like how I did that, Nigel? We have we had a lovely anonymous donor DM me, someone who's supported Bandits Print Dem from the very beginning.
Oh my God.
And they have donated 2 $50 gift cards.
50?
For
oh my God.
2 $50 gift cards for our stream. I was just looking at the timer, and I see that we should be Hype Train eligible again. We're at 1 hour and 23 minutes, so we should be right there. So if you wanted to segue into a Hype Train type situation, you're more than welcome to. We have $100 total to give on behalf of anonymous order of
also, we still have to
counterpoint.
We still need to finish our conversation. But no, I appreciate who's done that. That's absolutely amazing. $100 is absolutely amazing. If it's someone I hate, then screw you. But also, I love you. But if someone I love, then okay, fine. Well done for that. But with that, I'm just trying to make sure that we got everyone on stage. With that, Sniper, what do you think? How we got to now with this? And I think KJ's right. I can't believe I'm saying these words. KJ played it really diplomatically well.
Don't say that.
just oh my god, I'm even tempted to buy a puppy thing. Just like that. That's how good he was. But we don't know what the rewards are. If they had Cochrane, right, in a store, if they had all the things, or Maverick credits, or they had some huge rewards, Sigma Trit to the wazoo, Sigma Parsteel to the wazoo, would you suddenly go, oh my god, I'm in?
The juice.
So let me answer that, Nigel. If you, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Captain Pike. I'll let you go in a second.
Yeah.
So I think as a general principle, yes, if rewards are better, players are willing to do all sorts of extra things for rewards that are proportional, right? And I think even KJ have said it before when we were talking about the S word, right? Which we all know may or may not be coming next month.
Yes.
So yes, if we get rewards that are proportional, fine. But here's the thing that KJ is failing to mention, and he's talking about this argument. We didn't write the blog, right? Scopely wrote the blog and put it out there.
Yes.
They could have chosen to say, hey, by the way, one of the major changes coming to Incursions is we completely refresh the rewards, and we're going to give you all these great rewards that you've been asking for. We're going to finally give you enough Sigma Trit that is going to make up for all the Sigma Trit and then some that you spend during Incursions. We're going to give you all these other things. They could have said, we've completely, even if they don't give the specifics, hey, we've completely revamped the reward system to make this much more rewarding for for players.
Yeah.
They didn't have that anywhere. I didn't see any mention of rewards, reward updates, reward refresh of the event store. Nowhere in the blog did it mention this. So if it did, I'd be happy to talk about that all day and give my recommendation, suggestion, even kudos to Scopely if it mentioned that, but it didn't. So the two things. Hold on one second, KJ.
Yeah.
The two things that it did mention, right, is it mentioned, armadas, which are spending directives, and it mentioned, PvPing in those armada systems very heavily as a scoring mechanic. So using Sigma, which benefits Scopely, not players, using directives, which benefits Scopely, not players. So I did not see the, hey, here's something that benefits players aspect of it. I only seen things that benefit Scopely. So this is my issue with the, if we're going to discuss it, we can only discuss what they chose to present to us in the blog.
True. KJ?
Sure. So my only rebuttal to that is, just remember that they are a for-profit business, right? So they need to make money. So I think that we phrase it as benefits Scopely. They have payroll to make. They have a business to run. They are a $5 billion company for a reason, right? So that's one point. And then the other point is, we ask them for communication, and then we jump down their throat when the communication doesn't meet our standards. If they we have revised rewards coming, everybody's like, oh, we need to see the rewards. You told us all about the banding, but you're not telling us the rewards. And oh my gosh, now you're telling us that we're getting 16 subspace relays instead of 15. How dare you? We don't even know. Like, we are our own worst enemy all the time.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
I gotta break that up. First of all, that's not accurate, because this is players talking with other players, and maybe somebody's listening. Fair enough, but this is just a unofficial conversation about how we feel about things. So we aren't jumping down. Not yet. We haven't sent any hate mail yet. We haven't started jumping down their throat at all yet. But it is a good point. Again, I get the communication. I get that this is a for-profit company, has to be, in order for it to exist.
Yeah.
But the juice has to be worth the squeeze. The rewards need to be there, and we've taken a beating. Somebody kept. I've got a tag on to that. Somebody's saying here that they need to be more. For lack of a better term, rewards or more benefit in the game because of all the challenges we've been dealing with in the game. Okay, so them changing this, for most players, they see this as they're not seeing any benefit. All I'm seeing is
it's exactly that. Shockwave, you're leaking through, and your private conversation, as lovely as it is, I don't think we do want.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was muted. I apologize.
No, that's all right. You can buy cucumbers for lunch. Yeah, that's great. Just, but yes, up to Chris Pike. I agree with you on a lot, and I think the rewards are going to make it sense. What I'm scared about, I don't even want to say it just in case they take the idea. In fact, I'm not going to say it because I don't want, just in case.
I have a question. Are we not worried about, so to transfer from your server to the other server, right? You
It's
only get
tokens.
so many tokens.
Yeah.
Yes. So you either have saved ones from the previous incursions, or I guess you technically can buy them as part of, I think, one of the packs. So obviously I'd love if you would do that. But if we're all, in theory, then the way this would be played out is we're all on their server, or your server is on, the active players that are trying to accomplish this are on their server, and the active players from them are on your server. There's really no, unless the PvP really creates some kind of scoring beneficial, if you can't score on the PvP,
yeah,
unless you're on their server, I just don't see how this works. I just feel like that's a broken component. But again, we'll have to see.
The for-profit company is going to sell you transfer tokens. That's going to be the first point.
Yeah.
And then also remember that this may be a community where players are talking to other players.
Yeah.
But the panel here is a lot of NDA CCs or CMs and moderators, and the expectation that the community has placed the burden on Nigel is to summarize these things and send them back to the company.
Yeah.
So while it may be players versus players, there is an expectation that the information is going back to the company.
Yeah.
So I just want to be very clear about that.
No, 100%. And then MJ would like to jump on.
We haven't given him a list of things that we want changed because it's too soon to tell. This is really just a precursory conversation until we see the waiting for scoring, the waiting for what's the primary thing? Is it the armadas? Is it the PvP? What's going on here? How does that benefit things?
Well, also, there's some critical questions I just need to answer. Retrieving, no, PvP scores in all servers. Armadas only score on their server. So if PvP is open in both servers, whatever you hit on both servers will score, but Armadas only on their server will be the one that's there. MJ Hat, I know you put your hand up. I'm just going to give MJ Hat the floor. Go on, buddy.
Let me just point out something here, guys. First things first. Is anybody surprised to know that they actually did tell us this way in advance, more like as Nigel pointed out, a lot earlier than they normally do? I've honestly expected there to be changes this incursions.
Yeah.
But instead what they did is they said, okay, well, here's the servers you're going up against. Here's the changes we made. Now that in the past, they've not even done that. So I have to say, on communication at least, they have reached out and said, all right, so this is what we're doing. This is what you can expect. That alone speaks volumes to their listening. So
yeah,
that's all I wanted to say, Nigel.
Yeah, no, and that's true. And Tech One, which is a great point, because this is going to be very interesting to see what creation. They did warn us like a few days before. They said there'll be something coming up with the Infinite Incursions in a very small blog, which only Sniper was the only one that sort of noticed it. I didn't even notice it. And then they brought this up, which is interesting. And I think the reason they bring it up this early, I mean, I don't know. I genuinely do not know. But what it makes it interesting for me is if you bring up this early, maybe you want to see what the reaction is before you initiate whatever you want to initiate. Maybe this is their way of going, do you know what?
Well,
yeah.
Nigel, can I jump on that real quick?
The PvP goes beyond that, though. It goes beyond the incursion part too. So that's why a lot of detail. So I'll give them a C for communication because there was some there, but not as extensive for the incursion.
Yeah, and Crisito?
Yeah, so I don't know. I've heard from some live ops type people that are doing their things, right? So it's a week out. I don't know what it looks like, how much time it is for them to go in there and create the events and do all of that, right? And so to MJ's point and on the communication, the fact that they're throwing this out and saying, look, these are the changes we're making. Now, obviously, they want everybody, you're streaming, people are streaming, going bonkers, getting feedback, listening to it. And the fact that there's all kinds of posts already on all the Discords and the official ones, and people are losing their minds, right? I think that's going to give them, and I hope I'm going to give them credit for it, and it may come back and bite me.
Yeah.
But maybe this is a way for them to figure out and see, okay, what things are they talking about? Because the events related behind them are being done by the live ops folks.
Yeah.
So that they can then go in there and be like, you know what? We might have forgot, or hey, maybe we need to reward Sigma, right? I'm going to keep saying that again. Maybe we need to reward Sigma because I still go back to, I didn't mind and I loved playing in Incursions. I love it. I get to go and meet other people from other servers, and that's really about it.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't go and bank ships or do any of that kind of stuff because it doesn't pay me personally anything out of that. I go take a vengeance out, smack some ships around, and then I get killed by somebody else. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is all Sigma trite that I will never get back.
True.
And none of the events did that.
Which brings me
this week.
Yeah.
This week, and let me finish quick. Yeah. This week might be that opportunity for them to understand what are the kind of things that we would like to see in the rewards that they might be trying to put feelers out to then give us. Not saying they will, but who knows? And I think if we focus on that instead of just everything sucks, then maybe we might actually get something out of it.
Yeah, I agree. The thing that scares me, and I'm going to say it, is that if they hear this feedback and they go, oh, right, okay, so Sigma to Sigma trait and the rewards has got to be worth it. So they want more people to PvP in those areas and battle each other, then they need to make all the repairs almost be free, right? I really hope, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I really hope
they don't do... the mechanic that we have?
I really hope they don't do what they do in arenas, yeah. This is what scares me.
Why not? Why not? I mean, look, outside of the stability piece, right? That's the most fun because guess what? You get to go bang ships around, big ships, do all that stuff, and you don't have to pay for the repairs. Like, that's freaking wonderful, right? Like, it is.
But
I'm sorry, but it's great.
Get none for free. And then you have like a really long repair time. I don't know. It's quite an interesting idea if that one ship that you destroy from the big player can't last, suddenly has a 3-minute timer on it or whatever, and it doesn't come out because he doesn't have the super fast repair token. I don't know.
And I just have a question for Cruzito.
Uh-oh.
Why are you worried about titanium? You don't even repair with titanium. You repair with latinum.
Oh my God. Cruzito, would you
You
like
just click that instant repair. I mean, you don't even need trade.
I absolutely do not. So I use that for my speed ups on other things that are more relevant. I absolutely do not. And I'm trying to bring it up from a perspective of not just me as far as that, but there's a lot of G6 players that may not have the Latinum that I have.
Yeah.
And for them, what
5 billion. Sorry. I had a cough in my throat.
But what reason does a G6 player, right, to go take out their epics, their rares, their whatever it is, and go bang ships around when at the end of the day, oh, I can go take my amalgam and get a quadrillion titanium for what? Yeah. What does that do for them?
Just let me sort something out because it's, I know people are trying to push my buttons and they're getting very close at it. But let me explain why I think this is a terrible idea. I think they should just provide rewards. I think all ship repairs should be free during incursions. That's my personal thought on it. Whether people agree or disagree, that's just my personal opinion. I think all ship repairs during incursions should be free. So you can repair your ship, send it back out, then people will do that as much as they like. That's what I think incursion should be. If you want to encourage PvP, people will send out ships if it's free repairs. No one's costing trit. Now, I know they want to sell packs. I know this is never going to happen, but that's my suggestion. The thing they need to do is let me explain to you clearly what I think the reward needs to be. Not 100,000 Sigma trit. It needs to be 3 million Sigma trit. Minimum. 3 million. Listen carefully, if anyone's listening from live ops or whatever, 3 million Sigma trit. And in coloration as well, let's go to G6, same again, 3 million. G5, you need to give them the equivalent of 18 trillion normal trit. Now because if you want people to PvP, you need to throw in serious rewards for PvP. And when it comes to armadas, it's not about starting how many armadas or finishing how many armadas you've got to do. You've got to make these points worthwhile. You need to make the armadas that if you defeat these Klingon armadas, the rewards are Sigma Trit. And you need to also provide in any of the research and all these rewards, and let me try and be very clear, 50 million Sigma par steel. Because depending on your ops level, so at 73, 50 million, and then everyone drops like by 10 million a point until you get lower, right? The reason I say you should do that is suddenly you watch everyone in the chat right now on this Twitch. Everyone would do your version of Incursions instantly if you did that specific thing. And people would jump in, right?
Nigel, I'll tell you what.
Yes, I want to jump in. Hold on, Chris. Hold on.
Okay.
No. If I have
No,
to
wait.
work on Saturday, I'm calling in. If that's the rewards, I'm letting you know that right now.
Nigel, I think that you might need to go to the Dublin office and walk into Connor's office.
Yes.
And look at his whiteboard and see the flow chart of what Incursions is expecting to yield from them.
Sure.
If you have all repairs free, they're just giving. They can't just give. It's not a charity.
No, true. But also I said in the other option is make the rewards 3 million Sigma Trait, 50 million Sigma par steel. Then people won't care about spending the repairs.
They don't want to make it net neutral though, Nigel. So the KJ's point, that's
yeah.
I mean it's got to be some benefit for the effort.
Give
So I
me
get the reward.
Give me a 50% or a 75% loss even right now, because right now it's 100% loss, right? So at least give me the discount to go play, right? I go out and I bank chips, Cyper kills it. It is a 0. I everything is gone. So give me an exo, give me a something that lets me go, hey, you know what? During Incursions, you get to have.
But how many of those ship holes are you killing based on Sniper saying, hey, let's change a crew, let's change this?
Yeah.
You're giving a lot of that on your own, right? You're not really going out and having a 50-hole battle with Sniper. It's just not happening. You're changing your crews. You're seeing if something changes.
Well, no, right now I'm not, because there's not, right? So for me today, and I've said this, and in fact, the way my server, and that's probably why we lose, so they listen to my advice. But if somebody's getting raided, you're not actually going to get anything by defending that base. So your job is to go find a bigger base or an equal base and raid that one. Right?
Yeah.
So there's
based on the old mechanics, raiding doesn't matter.
Also,
I disagree, because in any game there's both offense and defense. The defense is preventing them from raiding the base.
Sure, but it's if they get there, right? Because it's not a docked mechanic. Now, if it was docked, that would be one, right? Defense then is massively important.
Yeah.
In this case,
No, that's where the PvP part comes in, because depending on how small those bases are, a larger player can just smash them, and then you team up and you start pulling resources out of their base, right? Because every time
right. But this was a scenario where it was a sniper me to him, right? He ain't getting to my base, I ain't getting him. So the only opportunity is for me to kill his ships, which means every time we go blue on blue ship there, it's automatically a loss where we're not going to get anything from it, even the rewards, right? We're not.
No matter who wins, we both lose, right?
Yeah, true. But guys,
and that's the loss. That's why Incursions isn't. It's a PvP, like, okay, for the hell of it, but it doesn't really net anybody anything. I mean, you might.
But
it doesn't win you the Incursion. Doing PvP before didn't win you Incursions.
Yeah.
Only raiding won you the Incursion.
Guys, one step at a time. Just give me a chance here. The most important thing. Let's get Cookie. You just wanted to get your point in as well, please, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I got a point, and then I got a question. So the point, as far as making repairs free and stuff, and get it. Scopely's $1 billion company, but we've been taking L's for freaking 7 years.
Yeah, I get it.
If this is the redemption, see how things run. Let's make it like you said, make everything free repairs for the Incursion, see how it goes, and then adjust accordingly.
Well, also, Cookie, I would love to know your thought on this, because Putz came up with a great idea. Pottersled, the winner of Incursions gets all the trit from their repairs. Loser gets 0. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That could possibly be too. But again, if you have a server who's
No,
royally embroiled and all they do is PvP versus a server who doesn't really PvP a lot, what is the incentive for the for the lesser PvP server?
Yeah, true. Absolutely.
You don't need one because they're gonna lose.
Yeah, exactly, going to lose. And then, Cookie, what is your... sorry, I just need to brush through these. We'll have the time, I promise. Cookie, what is your question, bud?
So the question is, if there has anybody even seen what these so-called revamped rewards are going to be?
No.
Because so far, even until we see the event, we're never going to know it.
Yeah.
And for all we know, for 7 years, the rewards have never been worth the squeeze to get to do the events for the amount of time that they expect to be invested in stuff. So if they expect us to be invested for 12 hours beating our brains against each other for what? We haven't even seen what the rewards are.
Until we see that, we don't know how we can do that. And then, Cookie, I'm going to give Yendis an opportunity. Yendis, buddy, jump on with your thoughts.
I just got 2 quick questions. That's all. Maybe I can get some feedback on them.
Yeah, sure.
The quota that they took out and gave us this new thing.
We don't know what it is. They haven't shown it to us yet.
Okay. That's what I was going to say. Who's going to be the officer? The other thing is, if instead of playing beat around the bush, why doesn't Scopely just ask us what we'd spend money on? Just ask us. Hey, what do you guys spend on?
Well,
what can we put in front of you that you'll spend on that'll make your game better?
Yeah.
That we can make a little bit of money.
Exactly.
But they don't even ask. They just give us this garbage.
Yeah, no, true. And look, they've made a decision to now have it. Hopefully, they go to the CCs, the official CCs, not me, the official CCs more, and open that door more for people. And that will mean that they can be ready to hopefully take some advice directly from the CCs that represent multiple communities. We've got the private server on our side, and we always look at that there. But the key thing is I hope they'll go to these CCs and say, hey guys, I don't know if these CCs saw it in advance or not, but it'd be interesting to see whether they went, oh cool, this is not a good idea, or yeah, we like the idea because of this, this, and this. They might know more, and it might be awesome. And that'll be amazing. Callie Missed SD, who's an Ops 55, says, I'm hoping evolution of the event will actually help everyone. And it's not negative, Callie. We're just having a discussion. It's called a discussion panel for a reason, so that you can hear the thoughts and backs of everyone, whether you might suddenly go, oh, I didn't think of it that way, or we didn't think of it that way. Goovy says, the rewards are good enough, I'll play in Incursions. Otherwise, not. Exactly. So how do we vote? We vote by playing or not. I'd love to hear from someone like Spectre and people like that who brought up a very good point. Spectre brought up a very good point on the other server where he said tokens are going to be the key. Now, if you don't have unlimited transfers, then how are people going to be able to achieve this? That token setup is, we don't know. Are they going to change that? Is it not? Is it a whole infinite Incursions? Also,
you don't want to hear from Spectre, I promise.
Oh, yeah. No.
And Nigel, by the way, typically, and I didn't see this in here, but typically we usually get an Incursions prep. So that's where you get those Incursion tokens and whatever it is. And I'm sure it's going to line up perfectly with some sort of spend and all of that good stuff, right? So we probably will see it this weekend or Monday, Tuesday.
Yes.
But I do think to an extent, I think we do, and that KJ mentioned, we've got to kind of tamper down a little bit till we see what's there.
True.
Right? I think us having these discussions and the fact of you bringing a lot of folks and the panel and whatnot, I do think to some extent, if you have those ideas, raise your hand. I'm sure Nigel would love to have you come up on here, and I know Nigel, you were with the time situation on this, but bring those up, because guess what? There are official CCs that are here.
Yes, exactly.
Nigel is a moderator. You've got Stony every now that could potentially provide that feedback.
Yes.
But at the same time, we've got to make sure that what we're saying, and KJ laid this up earlier, it can't just be everything's garbage, just burn it all down. we've got to be very methodical in what we're asking for, and make it to where for them they also get a win. That's just gonna at the end of the day, it's got to be that at a minimum 60-40 on their side, or however you want to. It's got to be a good win for both, right? That's how it's going to have to be.
Yeah,
The
true.
house always wins.
Can I get one thing in?
Yeah.
So
yeah, go on.
So they gave I gave them a C on the communication. They spent a lot of time talking about, well, I don't say a lot of time, but a lot of the page is focused on the banding, right? How that's going to be adjusted and how you basically what your range is now going to be. So there were really two things that have kind of been released in this news, in this latest blog post. So that's going to take its course. Like I said, let's put it aside for a minute. The incursion part, I think they could have, they're trying to say, hey, we're revamping it. I think the concern here really has always been, well, what are the rewards? Because it hasn't been great. At one point it was, when folks had to focus on traditional RSS, that was what made it what it was.
True.
I called it the one-night stand, right? You'd go to another server with effectively no repercussion. You could raid, go crazy, do whatever you needed to do, because it'd be at least 4 or 5 months before maybe you'd possibly face off against that server again and have to see them again.
Yeah, true.
You're not raiding from another alliance
Yeah.
that you then have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So that was the beauty of Incursion. You take those resources out of some other server, not your own. So the paradigm is changing here by making it PvP. Now, that's what the G7, I'm a G7 player, that's what we've been doing for quite some time. Much through the 60s up. So I'm just concerned that, I just don't see where the benefit is, right? The rewards never really were there. The fun has been, helping your team. It's been really like a community thing. That's really where there's maybe any kind of fun in it.
True.
So again, if they could communicate the reward, even just the metrics, if not the rewards, how this is going to run, how it's sort of going to be weighted or something to that effect a little bit beforehand, that might be helpful.
Well, true. I want to give Sniper the floor, and then I want to read Panda's comments as well. Yeah, go ahead, Sniper.
Yeah, just quickly, and I wanted to comment on this whole idea because I do think, KJ makes a point in terms of the scope we need to make money, and Cressida, I think, said it as well. And I'm all for that, right? I'm speaking as a, pretty highly paying customer, right? I spend quite a bit of money on this game. And I think the point, though, is, and I know this could be challenging for KJ to grasp because, being in the flight industry, which has a tendency these days of nickel and diming you on everything, that not every single micro aspect needs to be monetized.
Yeah.
If you create good events with good rewards, the monetization will come indirectly.
Yeah. Agreed.
So let's take Incursions as an example. The Incursion itself doesn't have to be a huge moneymaker. But I know for myself and many other big spenders, when we know Incursions are coming up, and especially if we know there's going to be some huge good rewards for those Incursions, and even we talked about the Incursion prep event, I am going to be heavily incentivized to buy a bunch of packs to progress my account, to get stronger, to take on the other server, perhaps buying many packs. During like a coda, for example, when I know an Incursion's coming up and there's going to be good rewards, I'm going to spend a bunch of money and a bunch of packs to make myself stronger. And I've done it before plenty of times. I know Incursion's coming up. I'm going to do a bunch of upgrades so that I'm ready to, to take on Cressida, to take on whoever I'm going to take on the other server, right? To make myself stronger, and they're going to do the same thing. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, this event itself needs to drain your Sigma trit so that you're spending a lot of money directly on the day of the event.
Yeah, true.
No, it could be like, hey, this is a good event. It's a fun event. All the big players and all the spenders and all the other players like it. And there's these great rewards, and you can win these great rewards for your server, so it's worth it to win. So yeah, I'm going to spend, a bunch of packs to get ready for that event.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that, and I hope they hear that very, very clearly. Before we move on to the 12-hour timing, I'm just going to read Panda's comments. He says, everyone here is a smart player. I'm sure you're seeing the same trends as Panda. Players are getting less from events, being asked to spend significantly more for G7, for example. ARC Part 2 event stores gone. Kota plus Ferengi store, extra currency gone. Well, you don't know about that till next week. Sorry, retrieving, by the way, that you took a hit on that. G7 free-to-play bonus refinery, turning into Prime, diminishing value of the 99 officer packs, now missing Sigma Trit, true. No multiphasic credits, inflation adjustment for packs in years. The level 70 dive power building is 400% Sigma par efficiency. Previous generation at level 50 IA building was 500 efficiency for all three RSS types. And the G7 Open Armada chests have no Sigma RS despite previous generation having RS. This trend is guesstimate where they are going with the next framework of the game. This will be also applied to Incursions as well. But what is interesting will be to see whether they change any of the rewards already, or what they're going to do with anything to make it interesting. Maybe there is a brand new XO. Remember, the loot XO now is pretty good. So it'd be interesting to see what else you can throw in there and what can be done from that, which will be amazing. Jeff Games says, hey, Dr. Irchef, lovely to see you, buddy. Also, thoughts on the Sigma Trit Efficiency EXO for a week ahead of the research hours speed EXO? Yeah, Sigma Trit EXO would be amazing. Repair EXO, that's huge, would be amazing. Give 5 multiphasics as an alliance gift instead of the useless 3-minute speed up. Yeah, all hail infinite dramas, Timmy Spartan says, which sounds like an absolutely atrocious idea. What I'd like to do is this 12-hour timing is the weird thing. It's just interesting to sort of figure out what that means, because for APAC they're screwed. You know, Ultra, I'm sure you guys go and listen to Ultra Vetica on his stream, but he says even though it clearly says March 27th 8 a.m. KST, which is a Friday, because they've got the 23 UTC 4 p.m. PDT, people assume it's March 27th 2300 UTC, which is the next day, Saturday, and people are misreading it in APAC. So if you're in APAC, reread that specifically and make sure you get the timings right. I'm sorry you guys are caught in this weird crossfire of stuff, and that is very, very clear. Need to do in Divine says G7 going to need to do infinite open armadas. No, there's no open armadas for this run, as clearly stated in the blog for that. And the timing is the weird one. I know it's a Saturday. If it's not a Saturday, that time is going to be way worse, right? But currently, as a Saturday, that time, which would be interesting. And Quasel tells me they've updated the blog post, which means the timings are clearer. So I'm looking at the timings, which seem clearer for APAC now, so they understand. I will show that on the screen in a second. Pot says they just need to make sure they're not repeating mistakes. They need to get the scoring correct for sure, but that's with all events. With Incursions specifically, there needs to be a reason to be in conflict with the other server. You can tick those boxes in many ways, but break any one of these and you broke Incursions. Daylight saving times now. DST got it. Daylight saving times now that they put up. So yeah, that makes sense. They've changed.
Can I put my 2 cents in about time?
Yeah, please do, KJ.
So I think that this is going to be controversial. Sorry, Sniper. So
Sniper
first,
directly.
just because I'm in the airline industry doesn't mean that I have a hard time grasping other concepts. I assure you that I'm very familiar with the commercial world. Otherwise, I think that we can praise them for cutting it down to 12 hours. I think that they have realized that their infrastructure cannot handle 3 regions on a 24-hour overlapping period of people crossing back and forth between the 2 things.
Yeah.
They are rebuilding their infrastructure. They have realized that I updated my game client and I still have systems of ghost ships. I have to go in there click the system, go back out and go back in, and then it clears that system of ghost ships. So I'm having to manually do this for every single system that I go to on a daily basis for grinding. So you know what? If this is their way of saying, hey guys, we want to run incursions because people want it, which I think is also debatable. I think people are completely fine with having no incursions and everyone getting the rewards from it. I think that people love that. I think that people don't really care about incursions. But if they are, and this is their way of saying, hey, we're on a baby step process to bring it back to full speed, great, right? Like if they need 12 hours, fine, 12 hours. If the time is wrong, if they want to run it, noon to midnight or 2 p.m. to 2 a.m., whatever, whatever they want to run it, fine.
Yeah.
I think that if they want it in a cascading way, so not everyone in the world is transferring servers for 24 hours straight, great. I praise them for doing what they need to do to try and keep the experience better for people.
Okay, that's interesting to think about that. The 12 hours, though, have to be 12 hours are very good, though, KJ. Otherwise, people are never, what I mean? Like if
Sure, but it's never going to be good for anyone, right? So we have a player, Lethal Weapon, who lives in Louisiana or Arkansas, wherever, but he plays on an APAC server. So regardless, it's never going to be good for everyone. There's going to be people that work the night shift in factory. There's going to be people that work the day shift. There's going to be people that work 410. There's going to be people that only work Friday, Saturday, Sunday at a steakhouse being a waiter or waitress. You cannot please everyone.
Yeah, agreed.
Yes, but unless you make it relevant for them to participate, they're all just going to shield, move to a level 19 system, and this is just going to go away.
You don't know if it's relevant for them to participate yet, so you got to get off that horse, brother.
I'm aware. I'm not. First of all, I'm not trying to argue with him, but what I'm trying to say is that's the concern here. That's really if I'm escalating something through this mechanism, it's the rewards need to be there. It needs to be relevant.
Yeah.
I don't like what I think they're focusing the change on. Unless those rewards are there, people as a rule don't like the PvP.
Yeah,
it doesn't
true.
work well. Arenas, there's people that like it.
Yeah,
I do it, but there are people that don't.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Chris, but we can't go back into that. PvP's done. I just want to talk about timings. I'm really sorry. I've just got to move it on because I've got limited time left. But the key thing is to be aware of. I understand the rewards. Everything's going to be great. The 12 hours is the interesting one. As long as the 12 hours work for them. Yes, they've got an infrastructure. I have a weird feeling base rating points are not counting because there might be a potential base rating issue. I don't know, but I've seen different reports of base rating becoming a thing. Saturday is the wrong time. Well, Maca Red Lobster, it's a weekend, so I don't know what. It's never going to be right for everyone, like KJ says. It's free to it's free to repair and arenas, so on and so forth, but Scopely don't work weekends in the 24/7 industry yet. Expect us to do the same. True, but if they put this on a Friday, a Thursday, Wednesday, whatever, it's not going to work because the timing is terrible for the 12 hours. It'd be interesting to see 8 a.m. 8 p.m. good for me, as Mr. Tony Sir. That's why 24 hours during the week made more sense. Agreed, Tech One. We are also hoping that once we see how it works, and that timing specifically is going to be critical, but the 12 hours is key because everyone jumped on that saying 12 hours, why is it only 12 hours? Oh, it's between the time. APAC get affected the most because, most of arenas, 75% of arenas is overlapping 75% of incursions. So, and also when you start, remember when you're doing arenas, your base moves. So hopefully you can't get raided when that happens. And then that is a very important part of it. So I'm intrigued to see whether the timings work within a 12-hour period and whether that's something that's really useful.
And Nigel, what's interesting is, and who knows how this will work, but if APAC truly has an overlap between incursions and arenas, like if they end up in an arena with someone from the server they're doing an incursion with, are they going to score PvP points from that?
Oh my, why would you throw that into the mix? Jesus Christ, that just sounds like a...
No, I'm not throwing it in a mix. I just say it could be a bug or it could be a feature. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a lot of that has to do...
Aren't they the same thing these days? A bug is a feature?
Yeah, exactly. Bug and feature. Oh, Shockwave, chance for you to pop in with your thoughts regarding this, because I don't know if timings is like one to look at, really. I mean, it's just going to be, well,
I think for this first go around with this change, 12 hours is fine because I think we're adjusting to a whole new, sort of mechanic. So sure, keep
I
it
do
shorter.
think
Plus,
that I do think that the 12 hours is not warranted necessarily, but I think it's fine. And you're never going to please everybody. I'll be honest with you. I'm not trying to put a damper on anything. I've had a couple real life things pop up while we've been doing this. That's why I popped out a couple times, but
yeah,
I'm not going to revisit anything you don't want me to revisit. But
no, go ahead.
the main reason, the main reason that I'm okay with 12 hours is I probably won't be participating much in this incursion because they took base rating out, and that's just and I know people probably voice their concerns over that, so I'm not trying to go back in time, but until they put base rating back as a source of scoring, I'll probably be sitting out in incursions because at that point it's going to become whichever server has the most money to buy Armada packs is going to win. And that's not what an incursion should be. I'm sorry, that's just not what an incursion should be.
Yeah.
And I think that's nonsense. But if they want to try it and see their game go down in a ball of fire, then that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I would have thought the statistics from this are going to be quite critical for them to sort of look at and realize and so on and whatever, and look into all the aspects of that. And I think statistics are going to be the key, because the response we always get on our side is, we will look at the numbers first and then react after the numbers, if you get what I mean. So that's something they've always been keen on doing. I hope that they look at some of the stuff that's been said here and some of the changes being requested in other places, that they look at that as a serious aspect of, of what they could change to make it very interesting. Because I don't want them to all lose out because they are going, no, we're going to do it our way and screw everything else and whatever, and it doesn't matter. But if they genuinely go to the feedbacks that they are asking for, it's really important for them to sort of do that through. So let's hope that they figure it out and they do what they need to do to make that happen. So that'll be the key to seeing how things work with that. But yes, final thoughts from everybody. Let's start with you, Sniper, and work our way down as I'm trying to fix something at the same time. Yeah, go ahead, bud.
Yeah. So in terms of just real quick the timing thing, especially if there's a test run, I don't have a problem with it being 12 hours. If it's permanent, I think that creates certain challenges because not everyone may be able to participate within those 12 hours or not. They should think about potentially doing it as sessions, having multiple sessions.
Interesting.
And then maybe having like maybe 3 8-hour sessions or something like that, right? And
oh God, they
then
tried that before,
best two out of 3 wins, right? Something like that. I don't know, just throwing those things out there. We can talk about that. In the general, in the incursion, I don't think this is the right way to go for incursions. I think there's other ways that we talked about that could encourage PvP, decrease the systems. I'm very much in favor of even using existing mechanics and just changing the schedule on territory systems, like to reset every hour and making that the place to PvP. So I think they really, if they're going to change it, if we even have a chance within this week to change it. But the other thing that they could do, and just go to the communication thing, like I think they should take a lot of these ideas, especially ideas we have here, but there could be ideas for other places, and they should take like the top 3 or 5 and put it out to the community for a vote, right? Like why not
That's a
just
good
be
idea.
fully transparent and do that?
That's a great idea. Things like that would actually be a lot useful and allow people to sort of feel like they're part, because they said they want to now get feedback from everyone, so why not do that in that sort of way? What do you think, Crisito? What are your final thoughts? Now you've had a nice good discussion about that as well. And Admiral in Worlders, PvPtarget.com does have updated PvP, just in case people need to know, so we'll do that. Yeah, go ahead, Crisito.
Yeah, so to kind of wrap up a little bit what Cypress said, and I think KJ alluded to this earlier, right? And we were having a discussion in another Discord about it. One of the things that we've got to be a little careful, right, is they put this event out, or these new incursions, right? And maybe they're doing the shortened window, as a test run. And I get it. We like to sit here and say it should be tested and all that. Okay, fine, right? They might have it built. They're going to go and see what the response is. If the response is good, then they may go ahead and now make it a regular thing. If the response is bad, then they may get rid of it. So I think we need to be careful on jumping up and down and looking at this timing and this thing going on and whatever it is.
Yeah.
In a vacuum, if you will, right? Where it's like, guys, this is going to come out. They gave us a lot of heads up. That means we can get prep around it. If you really care about engaging in it or wanting to see what it is, then do so.
Yeah.
That then is going to give them the feedback, the idea that know what's going on, and the data that they need to then determine whether it's good or not. And I think sometimes we look at this and say, well, they should have already done all of that before. Well, okay, except for what? Guess what? This community here, we're passionate.
Yeah.
They're not going to bring, and right? I don't know, Nigel, you have probably what, a couple hundred, couple thousand? What do you got in here right now in your Discord? Right?
Yeah.
Whatever that number is.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to go, okay, hey guys, we're going to bring you all in and give you a 6-month view of what was coming in there, right? Like that's just not going to happen, right? It's like we've got to be realistic. So I do think providing this conversation and having that of this is what we would like to see is great. But at the same time, we've got to wait and see what actually comes out and then provide the feedback on that, right? Because we are sometimes, and I'm not trying to blame us, but we are sometimes where we see a blog post and then we're going to take it, we're going to go on there, we're going to get the magnifying glass, get it down to a microscope level, and we're going to beat it all up where they're going, holy crap, for what we put out here, the players are losing their minds. Scrap everything. Just get rid of it all. And then now what? Right?
Exactly.
Like, so I think we got to be patient. And I get it. That it's tough right now. But at the same time,
Cruzeiro, scrap everything except for G5 and G6 ships.
Yeah, thanks, KJ.
Scrap it all except for G5 and G6.
That's lovely on that one. Cruzita, your point is absolutely valid, and I think it's absolutely superb. And Tiberius, I'm glad that you decided to watch my stream for 10. How many? 10 in a row, which is absolutely awesome. By the way, if you do not claim that jacket in the next 24 hours, I'm literally going to give it away to someone else. So click on your DMs and claim the jacket.
KJ wants it.
KJ wants it. KJ just wants the jacket straight away.
My pity pile is growing.
I know people are like, "Hey, can you tell KJ about this?" I'm like, "I don't think he wants it. I'm gonna try my best to try and convince him to take yet another mug." KJ has about 17 mugs available.
My pity pile.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's because he can't win in marbles. I mean, and I just think it's okay. It's fitting. He's used to it because he has the same issue in the game. So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, exactly. No, which would be amazing. No, but that's good. MJ Hat, your thoughts, final thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, man. I gotta say, again, the communication. I think they're telling us what's coming in advance. Granted, we don't know the rewards. We don't know. I'm not about this Armada thing, but that doesn't mean everybody else isn't. I want to see how things play out. I've got to keep my mind open because here's the thing. Even though they're saying, okay, well, this is how this is going to run. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily how things are going to work. So, and I guess my final thought is just kind of be prepared for the unexpected. Let's try this. Let's see what happens. Thank you for telling us about it. Because many times you've chosen to not do that. So
yeah, true.
I have to put a smile on and say, okay, well, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah, and how about you, Niv? What do you think about this? You're an official CC as well, so that'd be interesting to hear your thoughts.
My thoughts are that the PPB pending has been asked for a long time, so that coming in is not surprising. That eventually they've done something about it. The event scoring for Incursions, we've discussed that plenty of times, and it's going to be interesting. I'm one of those that just like to wait and see how things play out and see how it works out. I know there's been quite a few people saying that they'll probably just not bother this time around, and things. So it'll be interesting to see how it scores. Hopefully, it's not just going to be those with the most power are always the ones that win from now on. Because the base rating did make it a little bit more dynamic and a little, the smaller guys could do better there. But
yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, Simon says we should avoid attributing reasoning on their behalf one way or another. It's just speculation and not useful. So all we can do talk about as little we do know. And ultimately, I'm all in for using Incursions to test different events, functions, good or bad. It's something different. That being said, beefing up rewards to encourage participation would be good, and giving us more information on those updated rewards are more likely to encourage participation. Now we have the X-Pac. I wonder if Stony Dude's got an opinion on this. Stony, what do you think? Ooh.
2 words by X-Pac. That's if you know old school wrestling, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. 2 words for you. Okay. He's got it down to a T. That's absolutely amazing. And then Shockwave Prime, final thoughts as well?
I'm going to give him an A+ for the banding. I'm going to give him A+ for communication. 12 hours, I'm willing to try it.
Okay.
Here's where it gets a little bit dicey. Like I said, I had to pop in and out, so I need to say a little bit of something here.
Uh-oh.
So I'm not going to go too incredibly long.
Go on.
I'm sorry, I'm not impressed that your server has more money to buy more Armada packs than mine. That's not impressive to me.
Yeah.
What is impressive is going out and imposing your will as a server on another server and battling it out. There's no greater felon, I'll say that,
Yeah.
at fixing something that's not broken than Scopely. All right, now their game is broken, yes, but Incursions is something that everybody enjoyed. We didn't need a fix for it. We didn't need a change for it.
Yeah.
That was when we're saying fix the game, Scopely, we're talking about outposts and dauntless surges and things like that. We're not talking about something like quite literally, for the most part, outside of some sort of timing error that stopped the incursion from going off on time a couple times.
Yeah.
Outside of that, incursions actually work pretty well. Overall, let's face it, there are worse broken things in this game than incursions. I think we can agree to that.
Yeah, agreed.
But the point is, I'm not impressed if your server has more money than mine. I'm not impressed by that one bit. And
I have one
and
question.
I think that that's something that Scopely is forgetting. Now, not only are they asking people to spend, they're asking every person in a server to try to outspend the other one so that they can sell worthless Armada packs to G7 players, which, oh, by the way, doesn't sound like open Armadas are going to count anyways.
No, they don't.
So it doesn't matter. So,
I have one question.
Hold on, KJ. KJ, I haven't got to speak this entire time.
Go on.
Well,
So
yeah.
here's the situation.
Yep.
I'm not impressed that someone has more money than me. I'm not impressed that someone has more money than my server.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed that someone can cloak and speed up an Armada.
Yeah.
That then counts for points. I am impressed if you can beat me in PvP and if you can beat me in base rating. That's what I'm impressed at. And I am not impressed at the changes that Scopely has made that we did not ask for.
Fair enough.
This event is going to fail, and it's going to fail miserably.
Mm-hmm. No.
And I'm done.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask
KJ,
my question now?
Yeah. Go ahead, KJ. Your question.
Okay. You and Sniper have both said people buying Armada directives. Who in their right mind is going to buy Armada directives? I have 83,600 uncommon Armada directives.
Oh my God.
You think I need to buy Armada directives to run them? No one's going to buy Armada packs for them. You guys are in this cyclone of, oh my God, we have to buy a Galactic Armada pack to compete in incursions. No, you don't. You just have to use what you've stocked up for the last 5 years.
You don't.
As long as they use the same directive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't represent the entirety of the entire player bases of STFC, though, KJ. Not everyone has.
Can everyone
directives.
in Discord drop it's in other and ungraded. Drop your Armada directives. How many do we got?
In Twitch, not on Discord. But yes, but I think people will have way too many of the uncommons, sort of the rares.
What if they?
Yeah, go on.
What if, as a form of monetization here, they say no, it's a different kind of directive?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
I'm just
don't give them these
because
ideas.
every other one has been. Every other one has been. That's why.
Well,
yeah. Because so why would they change the model now?
So I have to throw out something real quick.
Okay,
No, I don't.
Billy from County just heard that.
Yeah.
So let me just
Cruzito.
throw something out real quick to help you out on this one, right? So we're all making the assumption, right? It says G6 armadas, but it also talks about other FKR armadas, right? And again, I'm coming at it from a high level player that's probably been banking up. KJ probably similar, right? At the end of the day, the scoring mechanic is going to be to get those armadas off. But what they're really trying to do, and I know we're not going to like it, what they're wanting to do is get people to go in there to start them, to start PvP, right? So please just be aware, right? If your server has a, hey, we don't ever touch an armada, guess what? Then don't start them, because they're probably going to make the scoring of PvP during that time frame so nice that they're going to probably have people coming in and breaking up the armadas. So if you're one of those players and that is your trigger, you might need to look back and think about engaging in that, right? Just throwing that out there so that everybody doesn't lose their minds.
Yeah.
Again, though,
Well, then that's exactly what they want to do, though, right? That's the whole point of the thing, is to get people into a certain subset of systems and force them to be there for some period of time so that they have to PvP together. Like, that's what they're trying to do. Now, in my opinion, they picked one of the worst ways to do that, and forcing people to break up other people's armadas. But
And to answer your question, Pike,
that's how they chosen to do it. And I do agree that they needed some incentive to get people in the same system to be able to PvP. So it's not just a game of searching for people all the way. I just don't agree with this was the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, and to some extent, I don't disagree, right? Where I think, and I could be wrong here, and I'm waiting to see what those numbers look like, right? I think at least for G6 players, right? And I'm not saying everybody is, because if you're hitting those armadas, those solos every day, you're probably down to a very low amount.
Yeah.
But if you're not, right, and you're saving them, or you do what you are, because this community does that, right? They've been max anyways, because guess what? They're going to go and fire up that loot exo and run them during incursions, right? Because that's when you get your biggest bang for your buck. They know that. And at the same time, they recognize that, hey, that's what players are doing. So guess what? They're going to take advantage of it, if you will, and say, hey, how about we go ahead and make that a PvP thing, because players are going to be there anyways, trying to get that extra loot, and we'll enforce some PvP out of it, right? Like that's honestly what they're doing. So again, we also don't know what the rewards look like.
Of course.
We also don't know what the events look like. And so I think for us, before we get all riled up, we might want to take a little bit of a break, understand that these are the possibilities, but maybe we should wait to actually see the event. And then if it's garbage, don't engage, because that's one of their KPIs, that they will be like, yep, this didn't work out well. We didn't make no money. We won't run this again.
Yeah, and finally, I hope a few things won't happen, like the Armada respawns are not going to get affected, or anything like that. They will. Yeah, which would be ghosting and stuff. But Captain Chris Pike, if you can put it into a short,
I'm going to keep it really short.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm hopeful. Okay. For all the back and forth here, I'm hopeful that it's positive. I think that there's some certain things that would have just made it easy and clear that it would have been more a better version of Incursions.
Yeah.
I also have to agree with Shockwave. I don't think that they needed to focus on messing with this right now.
Yeah.
The big problem, we've got ghosting ships, we've got armadas, we got outposts that aren't scoring properly. I just hope that all of these people trying to run armadas isn't going to break. I mean, it's going to break something. So I'm glad they're keeping it a short cycle. So I hope it all goes the way they hope.
Yeah, true.
That's
and Loston says, for the most part, we'll need to see how it all works. What the
I
milestones are.
thought they said hostiles too in the blog. Is it not? They mentioned something about the Klingons are being taken over. They're using their time crystal. What's up? Not so. There's special hostiles. I don't know.
No, I mean, it sounds to me like the Klingon armadas and only Klingon section. They're trying to obviously put people within a certain section, which makes it interesting. G6 solo armadas also count, as Tiberius says, just as G7 open armadas do not. So it's J-Babe says, a great day to get shielded and watch everything, and hopefully, well, they might entice you out with the rewards, J-Babes. You just never know what people sort of look at. What if you make the rewards enticing, people will engage in this 100%. And that brings me, Jesus, to marbles, so we can move it on, and with KJ and stuff like that. Let's jump onto Twitch, people, and I will kind of get us cracking on. Exclamation point play into the chat. Just wait for it. Go now, go. Exclamation point play. Chance to win one of the $50 Bandit Print Den.com. God, that name always gets me, but I concentrate on it so much, KJ, because I love you. KJ is joining. If KJ joins and wins, KJ will win a mug, at least.
I was going to say, can you not make
I
him
need
win
like one of everything in your store, not just a mug. If I win, I get it all.
No, Nigel, he should win one of his own Bandit print.
Yeah.
If I win, I get one of everything. It's like my retirement party.
Yeah, true. I'm just gonna have a look at this. I know the display capture is just having a hissy fit. Just bear with me.
I definitely will. Thank you. This is the one time that I just don't even care.
Yeah, exactly. Display capture is coming on. I'm just resetting the marbles display capture. There you go, people. So you should be able to see it in there. There we go. Exclamation point play. Let's go. Exclamation point play. Let's go.
One other question.
Yeah.
Are you running a few? When do you want your prediction?
Let's do it in the middle of this one into the next one. Hopefully we can get a hype train going as well. Loston ready? Is Loston getting in? Oh, Loston's getting in there. Okay, here we go. All right, and I'm pressing start now for the last 4 people.
Oh, you still picked this stupid track.
Oh, no, the greatest track of all time. Every time you call it stupid,
Yes.
KJ, I put it 10 times out. Flossie's made it in. Joe Berg made it in. If I win anything, please send it to my super friend, Jason V. Oh, my God. No, Tiberius gets double of everything. Here we go. The race has begun. It's moving itself across. What a battle this is. Will there be any bits or anything? Did Simon says throw some bits. Lost in with 1,000 bits to cause the havoc. This means Lost in with 20 little tickles. He tickled... Oh my God, call it and tail 20 times. The chaos is happening. Wristbreaker got iced. Crush got thrusted. Broken Wolf got restarted. No one even knows what's going on anymore. KJ's still alive. Everyone's restarting. KJ's still alive. Indominus Prime just died. Tax Force Scorpio just died. Oh my God, Tammy Mosa got dingled. Oh dear, that's a bit of a dingle. And then restarted. Ramscoot got dingled. People getting restarted. Lost in. And then Cottontail with 1,000 bits as well, trying to cause some havoc here. KJ, we're watching KJ fly around. We're going to follow KJ throughout this whole race. Drastic Leaks dying. Kelrick's dying. Fuel just died. People got thrusted. And KJ's still alive. KJ's still moving his way through. He's tickling J-Babes, trying to make his way through this whole thing.
I think this is the longest I've ever lasted.
It's like his chance. Amiga J got one. Lost in with another 1,000 bits. KJ's still alive somehow. People going through things. Chaos happened. Restarted. Boomed. No gravity. Jeff Games. KJ you just watched him die. Live and all the way through. Sadly, that is the way that's happened now.
God
KJ's
damn it.
but you might be able to survive. Lost in, make sure that you're not alive. What a fight this has been. Cottontail taking the lead. Gen Rex has got a chance here. This is a $50 banditprintden.com opportunity. STFCB. What is it? It's just like the code is so complicated. But
no, we changed it to STFCB -PVP just for sniper.
Just for sniper, yeah, PvP for sniper. Lancelot just missed it. MJ had just missed it. Oh, Khalen is trying to get into lead and go reside. Karasatach wins. Karasatach wins. Karasatach, you are the winner. You win a $50 banditprint.com gift card, which is absolutely awesome.
Close.
So close.
Banditprintden.com.
You forgot the den.
Son of a den. Amiga Prime will just watch you slowly try and make it through and be the only survivor of this whole thing. Well done, Karasatach. You have won. There you go. What would you like to do, KJ? She can message, is it me, or she can go to you?
I've got the anonymous donor sent them to me. So
yeah,
I will find you on Discord right now.
Yeah, Karasatach, KJ will find you on Discord right now. She's in our channel. And we'll see how that works. Right, which means we move to
Got it.
Okay, to the second $50 Here we go. Exclamation point play into the chat. It's a second $50 banditprintden.com with your chance to win. Would you like a fluffy toy or would you like a biscuit? This is your chance to do it. Or would you like a random hype train has begun? We're on level 2. Exclamation point play into the chat. Let's go. Let's
And your prediction has started, so get your
predict
channel
now.
points on your predictions.
This is your
and
chance.
See who wins.
Yeah.
I think
I wonder
KJ
if we'll get a
should
0-1 again like we did last time.
Yeah, KJ would like to.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta get in here.
Wait, we all have to stop the whole stream just for KJ. Yes, Sniper.
Just for that, I think KJ should print a special incursion Armada circle for this occasion and offer that on
You know what? I can print
banditprintden.com.
incursion trophies all day long for you, Sniper.
Oh
you
my
just
God.
place
There
that
you
order
go.
and I'll make them send to whoever you want.
This is a chance here. Here we
Sweet.
go. Let's see if we can keep it going. Exclamation point play into the chat. Chance to win a $50 banditprintden.com gift card, which will allow you to get, multiple puppies. It's great prices. Multiple puppies, and you can still get a panda keyring. Rename Incursions to ArmadaCon. That could be another thing. Luke Beher, you made it in. You must be following the channel to win. Must be following the Twitch channel to win. Here we go. I'm going to press start. Exclamation point play into the chat. Last few people in. Let's go. Exclamation point play into the chat. Chance to win the $50. Ooh, I'm so excited about winning this. I came second last time. Every chance to get first. I can see there's a delay on the screen. Don't worry about it, people. I will restart it. Just give me a second. The display capture, and the race has begun. Before anyone says it, you can throw your bits in now. Here we go. And the race is there. Here we go. We're going to the race. Let's see what's happening. We're spinning round. And the race has begun. Here we go. Lost in with 1,000 bits. Oh, wow. Lost in's thrown a hissy fit of the highest degree. And we've hit level 2 of the hype train. We keep going while the hype train's going. Oh, wait. Why did I say that with Lost in here? And, O'Chailen boosted. Cross boosted. Kocheler boosted. Halo and KJ died, but maybe revived. Spectre got no gravity, but he's still alive. Mickey the Moose died. Lighthawk got dingled. Oh dear, that's a bit of a dingle. Chronox has gone in a massive lead. Chronox from STFC.pro's got a massive lead. He's got a chance here. Chronox has taken the lead. He's trying to do that. His statistics say that he's going to win. Jason V-Neck just died. Broken Wolf just died. Cottontail got boomed. Massive hissy fits. Cottontail with 1,000 bits.
Chronox wins, the entire card
Lost
goes to
in with
shipping.
1,000 bits. Wow, everyone's throwing everything at this. Chronox is slowly working his way through. QB Lurking just died. GW92 just died. John Drell just got iced. 24. And Chronox from STFC.pro is the winner. Captain Chris Pike is right behind him in second place.
Nice one, Chronox. Well done.
Chronox wins $50 gift card from banditprintden.com. Now you can also use your discount code with it. Can you? Maybe? I don't know.
No.
No, you can't. KJ will not allow you to have a discount and get the free thing at the same time, which is absolutely awesome. So $50. Congratulations, Chronox. You deserve it. You're a great winner. As we watch our Chronox, STFC.pro. All right, here we go. That is fantastic news. And we only had 2 finishers this time. Have we paid it out, NetNiv?
We have not. We're about to.
Yeah, 2 people.
2% voted for that. Wow.
Wow, someone's going to get some goodies.
Choose outcome. 1 to 3.
Yeah, exclamation
Let's
point play
play.
into the chat. This is a chance to win one of our mugs. Older Ship's mug. Sounds great.
10,000 channel points.
Just think about it. Lost in having a lovely little delicious cup of tea soaked in a pool of water, enjoying every sip as he sips it from the Older Ship's mug from STFC Briefings. This is your chance to do so. Come on in, jump on in. Exclamation point play into the chat. Congratulations on the channel point.
10.8k went to Jim Pie and 4 others.
Ooh, Jim Pie. Yeah, you deserve it. And Taurus, that's a great one. Here we go. Chance here. Exclamation point play to chat. NetNivs made it in. Martuk made it in. You must be following the channel to get through. Thank you, KJ, for your absolute
While
kindness.
everyone is getting in, I just wanted to thank this one actually came. Those 2 gift cards came from an anonymous donor that's been super supportive the entire time.
Yeah.
Everybody thank the anonymous donor in chat. Definitely appreciate that.
Anonymous donor, we love you. And if that is your name in the game, we love you still. Because you're not anonymous to us. Thank you very much for that one.
Anonymous.
Anonymous. Make it in. MJ Hat was like smiling, which I think MJ Hat probably don't. No, he didn't. Thank you, Anonymous. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Flossie with 1 tier sub to Will Holt, which is one of her server mates, I think, which would be great. Exclamation point play into the chat. Last little chance here. Minamina. 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 Oh, Panda's made it in. And we're starting. Here we go. 10 seconds. Extra play into the chat. Chance to make it in. Last ad. E11E, E11E, E11E. Retrieving. I think you also made it in as well at the same time. Sniper, I think, has made it in. He's forgotten because it's been so long since the race has begun. And the race cracks on. Chronox with an early lead. He's trying to beat everybody. We're on level 3 hype train, getting through level 4. Wow! Well, Simon says with 100 bits trying to cause some havoc here. Lost in got boosted 100 times. Lost in, this is your chance to win it. Lost in surely's got a chance to win it. And wow, we just made it through. Thank you very much. Ostis with the 1 gifted sub to E11E, E11E, E11E. Green Tea second the lead. Whiskers taking a huge little battle. What a fight this has been. There's the people taking a huge lead. Thorensen got a lead. Tack for Scorpio. You're right behind him, Thorensen. Don't hit the bomb. Don't hit the bomb. Don't hit the bomb. You kind of hit it and you just destroyed. Sniper got destroyed by just hitting another player. Wow, wow, wow. Lost it with a 5,000 bomb as well. Dustin, you lovely man, you've just caused absolute havoc into this race. What a battle this has been between good and evil. This is absolute awesome. Wristbreaker is slightly in the lead. You can see Wristbreaker ahead. Wristbreaker's got a chance here. Will someone throw bits and cause that to Green Tea with 1,000? And Cottontail with 1,000 bits. Love you, Cottontail, with that one. Huge 1,000 bits to get himself through. Wristbreaker's still alive. And I've been thrusted. Chrono's been thrusted. Even Jason V-Neck been thrusted. And he went, boom, boom, and all that. That's exactly what happened to Jason V-Neck right then. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Jason V-Neck enjoyed the boom, boom, and all that. And Wristbreaker's about to win. Wristbreaker about to win. He was happily thrusted. Wristbreaker about to win. Wristbreaker, no! Wristbreaker got restarted very last minute. Wristbreaker.
Oh, I got thrusted. What's that mean?
That means you just had some action.
Oh, I just died.
Thorn Oriston won, and that's CDB to you was second place. Please do also follow him, lovely content creator. Thorn Oriston, you win a mug. Thor. Oh, don't worry about it. I know the display got restarted. I've got to do that again. This is like quite a nice hissy fit I've decided to have today. And display, and we're back on. There you go, Thorn Oriston. You have won. Thorn Orthinston, find me, exclamation point Discord into the chat. Yes, it is rigged, Murphy. It is only rigged. Yes, find me on Discord, and you get your All the Ships mug, which is 1 out of 5. Here we go. Number 2. And we'll start off with this race. Number 2, exclamation point play into the chat. Join for another mug from STFC. If we reach a level 15 level 10 hype train, we'll give away a jacket. Level 15, we'll give away a bundle of jackets and a t-shirt. So a chance to do that. Let's keep going. Here we go. Exclamation point play into the chat. Let's go. Would Lost In finally win? It'd be as Simon said, Cottontail, Green Tea, Lost In. You know, they're all wonderful people. Thank you, Flossie, for gifting also that. Spectre's made it in. Exclamation point play into the chat. No, exclamation point play Fire Force 001. Exclamation point play, not exclamation point join. So exclamation point play, follow everyone else. Fire Force 1, I'll give you the chance to get in there.
Yeah, one of those is not like the other.
One of those not like the other. Not quacked on Dash. Why'd you have to ruin everything? Here we go. Go in there. Exclamation point play into the chat. Let's go. Retrieving. Retrieving is trying to tell everyone how to be retrieving, which is, I think, quite interesting. Exclamation point play into the chat. Why is the bloody capture just done that to me? NetNav is doing to me every day today. We'll see how that works. Yeah, it's just having its hissy today, but that's fine. It just needs a restart. Hiss. Keep coming. Yeah. Exclamation point play. Go ahead. And now Fire Force 1. Exclamation point play. Exclamation point play. I'm gonna press start. Exclamation point play. Oh God, it's just done it again. Just give me a second, people. The race has begun. I don't know why the display capture starts to have a hissy foot, but this is not the time that it does it. Oh, God. And here we go. The race has begun. Go. Exclamation point play. This is your chance. Oh, no exclamation point play. The race has begun. Here we go. Last chance to try and win it. What a battle this has been. Dundesh is taking the lead. Dundesh is ahead. We don't like Dundesh. It is awesome. It is awesome. Go. Dundesh is battling his way through. Dundesh is trying to make it. I've just gone right past him. Wow, 1,000 bomb there by a few people. Here we go. This is awesome, chat. It's Dundesh taking the lead. I've taken a huge lead. I can't possibly win this, can I? Now I can't win my own mug. That's ridiculous. And we just had a few people die. This is absolutely insane. Absolute insanity going on. I've taken a huge lead. Chance here for someone to stop me boosting. There's a chance here. The 50 bits of mortal cost there. 45 seconds left on the level 5 hype train. 45 seconds left, and I just died a death. Why done? Panda Pirate just died. Rage Staff just died. Tavi Mosa died. Rage just died. Smogworth has Smog has died. Tony Surge died. Omega J got ahead, and then suddenly Simon Says is taking the lead. Omega J with 50 bits to try and cause some havoc, and KJ got boosted. KJ's got a chance and got boosted, ladies and gentlemen. We just made it in. Wow,
Let's go.
1,000 bits there by Simon said 2,000 bits by Simon Says, and gave us that, and there we go. Thank you very much. Lost in with a 5 gifted as well. We're still on this hype train, and the havoc continues. The battle continues as Piermere is taking a huge lead. Piermere's got a chance to win this. Piermere's got a chance. This is a chance to do it. Thank you, Lost in. Thank you, everyone. Everyone keeping it going. Amiga J with another 50 bits trying to throw something in. Thorsten got dingled. Kevin's just died. And then Ostis just died. Piermere still got a chance working his way through. Piermere's trying to make it. Lord of Chaos. Piermere just went through the explosion and died. Lord of Chaos has got a chance here now. People have taken the lead. Here we go. Trek Diva just fell through the hole. Gen X just fell through the hole. El Estosio. Oh, no, it's El Estosio. It's got a chance. Estosio's got a chance to win it. It's him or Halo. Him or Halo. Who's falling through the hole? Him or Halo. And the winner is... El Stozio, you've just won yet another mug. Well done, Estosio. Well done, well done, well done.
Okay, I have a proposal.
Yeah, go on.
I think that every time I donate a gift card, I get that and Twitch credits to cause havoc.
You get that and Twitch credits. But
yeah, so if I give you $20, you give me $20 in causing havoc.
I don't know how.
This is some bull.
This is the insanity. I love seeing how funny this is. El Stozio. It's you circled that hole way too long there, Halo, which is kind of interesting because people circled the hole way too long. Stozio, you won. Please let me know if you are there. DM me. Yeah, well done, buddy. Just DM me on Discord. /point Discord. Find me on the right hand side. Let's do that.
Sound like curiosity?
Yeah, curiosity. /point play into the chat. Let's get in for number 4. Come on, join in. The hype train's still going, so we'll keep it going as long as we can. 3 minutes left on that one. Join in. Hopefully people will get used to this one. Go. What a battle that's happening right now. There's a chance for you to win yet another mug.
And ourselves will complete that level 6 hype train, and we'll be on to level 7.
Ooh, and then we'll not be far.
And retrieving, I don't know if you saw it, but I give the $20 ones. These ones came from a real anonymous donor.
A real anonymous donor. That makes no sense whatsoever. Real anonymous.
Mine were.
It's even more anonymous than anonymous.
I'm the cheap one with $20. The anonymous donors, the 50.
Yeah, the 50, yeah. No, which is very kind. Also supporting a local business. Here we go. I'm pressing start. !point play. Last chances. 10 seconds to go. !point play. Trek Diva, I think you made it in. Jess, you did. 24 hours of marbles is insane. That's not going to happen. There's no way this will keep going. Anyway, here we go. The race begins. Here we go. A battle between good and evil. What's going to happen here? This is awesome. Ah, wow. People just hit the bombs, got exploded left, right, and center. And we can confirm that KJ is one of the deaths that happened at the beginning of the race.
Already? Oh, KJ.
KJ.
I mean, if anything, you've got to say...
One that died? This is stupid. Bull, give me a refund.
You've got to say, KJ has got the most amazing
Literally
RNG.
the first
It's
one.
so low, it's unreal.
KJ will have to win.
This is like...
You watch this. KJ will win all the rewards all at once, all at the same time, because that'll be the only time he'll be in the lead for once. What a battle this has been. Everyone's going left, right, center, all around the circle. Good job, KJ. Yeah, but, you know...
Thank you, Tabby Mose. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Cool Her is in the lead. People keeping it going. 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the hype train to keep this going. And Cool Her just died a death. Cool Her, you just died a really horrible death. But then Jeff Games takes a huge lead. Goes past everybody. Past Mustachio Roundabout, which is KJ's favorite place. And it gone past it. And Exarius and Rage Starve have gone ahead.
Well, how would it be my favorite place? I've never freaking been there. I always die.
That's why it's your favorite. You want to get there.
Exactly. It's your favorite place. You get to go there once every so often, which is kind of a bit of a chance here. Yeah, exactly. El Estosio, you can't win 2 in a row, and you just fell through the hole. Okay, that definitely happened. Curly Bracket is now ahead. Curly Bracket, don't fall through the hole. Curly bracket. I know the display died. Don't worry about it. Curly bracket. You're about to see yourself way ahead of this whole thing. Here we go. Chance to do it. Curly bracket. There you go. You're ahead again. A chance to do so. Curly bracket. Confianza. Curly bracket. Confianza. Everyone's got a chance to try and win this. Curly bracket's taking the lead. Confianza's right behind. Then you've got Simon Says and you've got Joe Berg. Chance to do that. 100 bits. They're cheered by Green Tea and 50 by Omega J, as well as 100 bits by Green Tea again, trying to cause some havoc here. Cottontail just died. Oh, Highland just died. There's a chance here to win. What a battle this is going to be.
Dundash and Tabby Moza, lap it up, chuckleheads.
Yeah, exactly. On the head. Dundash. However, this is a vertical. Joe Berg. Oh, Jorg. Joe Erg, you just won. Joe Erg from nowhere wins one of the greatest. It just screams past everybody, wins it in style. What a victory that is in by Joe Erg. Well done, Joe Erg. You are the winner. And we did it. We got to a... thank you very much for that hype train. Well done, everybody. Got one more race to go. And that'll be it. Joe Erg, well done, buddy. Extra point, put Discord into the chat. You win a all the ships white mug available from STFC Briefings. And there. Okay, for the final time. And here we go. Let's play. Hopefully the display will hold on. Next point, play into the chat. Let's go. Chance for you to win a mug. Last mug to be given out. White, all the ship's mug. It's a really good mug. It's doing quite well. Last chance to do so.
I could use that to go with my legendary mug.
Oh, legendary. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get a white mug, a black mug, then you can make a choice. One's your tea, one's your coffee, right? Would you put the tea in the white mug or the black mug? Will KJ win something? That's the key. That's the question everyone has. Because the hype trade's done. There's no incentives here. This is the Incursions version. The rewards are what they are.
I mean, we all know the answer to that question. The answer is no.
No, exactly. Proud Gator Dad, who actually drives a Gator and really enjoys it, is also made it in. Exclamation point play before I press the start button for the very last time, and then we'll go on to MJ. Let's go. Exclamation point play into the chat. Let's go. Last 10 seconds. Amiga J, I think you made it. Timmy Spartan. Exclamation point play into the chat. Let's go. Exclamation point KJ died by Hostis. That's quite funny. Wow. Mr. Tony Turr takes a lead. Let's see if he'll survive. Any bits or anything, 50 bits or more to cause havoc, or will this be a race between good and evil? Will KJ finally win? I'm now in the lead for some strange reason, which is not a good idea. People going through. Here we go. Everything goes to you. Fuel's gone ahead. Whiskus has gone ahead. And there's an explosion coming up. Nope. They avoided it. Yeah, they got past it then. Keep going. Make sure you guys stay till the very end of this. There'll be a surprise thing in the video before we raid out. Now, I want to raid out with a huge number as well. It helps me out. Nigel's still in the head. Death on Arrival's ahead. Here we go with a chance. Here we go. Stay there. Stay here. Mr. Tony Sir's gone round the corner.
Watch it, Bull. Don't back him into that corner.
Oh, go. Kelrick's got a chance here. Jason V-Nex trying to take the lead. A little bit of havoc going on. No one's throwing any bits. There might be a chance here. You never know, KJ. You might have a chance here. Dead on Arrival. But Mr. Tony Sir...
I'm alive.
He's just like, and Mr. Tony still just hit the bomb, which saved KJ, Cottontail, Relentless, Asoratots, Mr. Tony Sir, E11E died, and KJ just died. Just thought I'd confirm KJ just died. Amiga J just died. Halo just died. Flossie just died. Kelrick just died. One day, KJ, you'll win so big, it'll be unreal. Vuel's taking the lead. The only thing that can save you 50 bits by Amiga J to try and cause some havoc, it might revive KJ. So there might be a chance here. No one knows. Vuel's taking in the lead. Vuel's working his way through. Vuel's trying to get around the corner.
How do I know if I was revived?
So sometimes people do get revived in these bits things. I've seen it happen, which is really odd, but it's very rare. Because you get restarted or whatever. And Vuel, you got to win this.
How did you go across all of those dang things? You little sneaker.
No, he missed it. TCB Hawks missed it. GW292, you are the winner of the final mug. GW292, which is Great Western 292 train number 13, has finally won. And Advark was second. Oh, Advark, unlucky, buddy. You could deserve to win. And then everyone else is dying. Why can't people just go through it's just a hoop. Just go through it. Why is everyone diving above it? Congratulations, GW192. Stay here, people. I do want to raid with the big number. Stay here.
GW. I realized that look closely at the speed up powers, they actually lift up.
Ooh, that's interesting. GW292.
I hate this game.
Expert point Discord into the chat.
We designed it just for you, KJ. really, we said to them, can you give us a game where KJ can never win? And they came up with this.
Exactly. That'll be the amazing one. Right. We will be raiding out to MJ. Stay here. I want to raid out with a big number to give him a big surprise. The guy's done really well and helped us out. Again, live long. Stay tuned. Until next time. Goodbye.
Space. The final frontier.
These are the continuing voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds.
Boldly going where no man, where no one has gone before.
Warp 1, engage!
They used to say if a man could fly, he'd have wings. But he did fly. He discovered he had to.
And have I got a surprise for you?
I'm so glad the podcast is live.